Watching the Powerball thing. Adios, people.
Put in bucket beats and figure it won't take a half hour.
So they're putting those in, so when you drive.
We're gonna shoot that and just looks good, right?
He was
Yeah.
asking if we
Moving on.
Moving on.
I'm thinking 9:30. That's what I told my wife.
9:30?
Yeah, Todd pulled off. He's got a table on the second.
Oh, okay.
So that's-
Yeah, I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Landmarks Commission. It's the 27th of July, and it's 6:57. Could I have roll call, please?
David Craycraft,
Here.
Carol DeGrasso,
Here.
Pat Lynch,
Here.
Whitmore Dell,
Here.
Roger White here. I'd like to make a motion that we excuse Pete Lynch and Rich Dobda from tonight's meeting.
Second.
Can I get a
Roll call.
motion to approve last month's meeting minutes?
We'll do that after we get this done. The roll
Okay,
call.
sorry.
Roll call, David Craycraft,
Yes.
Carol DeGrasso.
Yes.
Pete Lynch, I'm sorry, Pat Lynch,
Yes.
Whitmore Dell.
Yes.
Roger White, yes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 22nd, 2026 Landmarks Commission meeting.
I'll second.
Roll call, David Craycraft,
Yes.
Carol DeGrasso.
Yes.
Rich, Pat Lynch.
Yes.
Whitmore Dell.
Yes.
Roger White, yes.
Before we get started this evening, just couple quick notes. If you're going to be speaking on an application item, just go up to the podium, sign in, that way I can pick you up on the audio. And then for the commission here this evening, there's 5 members present. Current statute for the city is 4 positive votes to pass an application item. So if it's a 3-2, it would be a failed motion. Just something to keep in mind. And if you guys have any questions for the commission along the way, you always have the ability to table an application for future clarification at a future meeting as well. So just some helpful stuff since we have 2 people out here this evening. The first item on tonight's agenda is CA 26018. This is for 74 North High Street. This application has been on the tabled side for the last several meetings for additional details to be provided based off of a review back in May. The applicant is requesting approval to perform some exterior modifications to the house and the detached garage. A photograph here of the front of the home. The applicant is looking to install new siding, new asphalt shingles, new trim, both siding and trim, and a 7-inch James Hardy smooth finish. The windows will be new vinyl double hung windows, a new man door, new black vinyl shutters, and then on the garage itself, new siding, new trim, a new garage door, a new man door, and both house and garage new K-style gutters. When the Landmarks Commission reviewed this back in May, the sample board that was provided showed colors for the siding, trim, and doors, asphalt shingles. The commission had questions for the applicant on the style and selection for the garage door, man doors, windows, and shutters, as those had not been provided. So up on the screen are those additional details. The windows themselves are a gelled-win window. They are double hung, no buttons between the grills or between the panes. The vinyl shutters are noted on the bottom left, noted to be painted in black. For the man doors, it'd be a standard 6-panel Simpson man door. And then for the garage door, it would be a bright white raised panel garage door to match the man doors as well. Any questions or clarifications? It's been a couple months since the group has looked at it. We'd be glad to help answer applicants here as well to answer any questions you guys have.
Todd, could you step up to the podium, please? and sign in, please. Kanger, you said this is a smooth siding with a 7-inch exposure, correct? And it's hardy.
The application doesn't specifically say it's smooth, but there is a photo here that shows the main as smooth, but then the trim in the photo is textured. So that'd be a clarification question for the applicant.
Okay. Well, it says, the trim is smooth. Hardy trim, smooth. Okay.
Those photos are of these samples here, if you want to see the samples.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Yeah, so it's a slight texture, but smooth, and it's pretty smooth. Like that. So are you showing us options of one of three?
The siding would be the blue,
Okay.
and the trim would be the white, and the red would be the doors.
Okay. Is the trim then going to be a texture like that or smooth?
It would be smooth.
Smooth, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could stay, if you go smooth siding, we need to go smooth throughout.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Todd, on the, Andrew, could you go back, on the east elevation, which is the front of the house, there isn't shown a trim, a vertical trim, corner trim on the right-hand side of the house. I'm sure that was just omission.
You mean, is it what they're showing us?
I mean, it doesn't show any trim.
Are you wanting
Yeah.
corner boards? Yeah, we'd have to. I mean, there's no way to dye that siding.
Oh, I know.
If they didn't draw it correctly,
Well, there wasn't one shown.
yeah.
There's in a couple of the areas, but not.
On the left side of that east elevation, he shows it, but he doesn't show it on a,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I know right now, currently the house has shutters on each side of the picture window,
yeah.
and shutters on that window on the front elevation, but none of the other windows have shutters.
I don't recall.
Currently it doesn't.
Yeah, currently it does not have shutters, other than
Okay.
the two that we see on the existing picture, that.
I like shutters all the way around.
Well, I mean, typically you don't have shutters on a picture window.
Correct, because it's not architecturally
Right.
functional. But I think if you have them on all the other windows, almost need to have it on that.
Mhm.
Yeah, otherwise it would look a little out of place.
See, I was gonna say, and again, this is my opinion, I wouldn't even put shutters on it, but that's me. Okay.
Well, most of this evolved from like plans in the 40s and 50s of a pre-manufactured house. That's what we thought this was. And we had plans from, I think it was maybe Sears and Roebuck, I don't know. But you just buy this and that's where this evolved from.
Okay.
So if you don't like the shutters on a picture window, we'll take them off.
But you think it had shutters when it was built?
I think that
Do we
the
have any pictures
original,
of this house way back when?
No, I don't have any info from when it was constructed, but in our historical inventory form, it does note it's a prefab home.
Okay. So I'm gonna say chances are it had shutters on it. Well, assuming-
Pictures here it does, currently it does.
Currently, it has shutters.
Yeah, but not on the sides.
Not yet, not on the sides.
Yeah, I like all the change he made as far as the windows, the doors, and the shutters. I'm good with all of it.
Okay.
As long as the siding, it's all smooth siding, the horizontal siding and all the trim. And of course, adding the corner, the vertical corners trim too.
okay.
Yeah, it's not shown.
So it's gonna be new gutters, new downspouts, new drip edge, new everything, pretty much.
It's all good.
Is
Okay.
there a spec for the new lighting fixture? I can see the one that was there, but you're going to replace that one?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, with something similar?
Well, we'll have to bring it, I mean, make a submittal to you, 'cause I haven't talked to them
Oh,
about that,
sorry.
so.
And the metal windows are gelled one.
Pardon me?
The metal, or the windows are gelled one.
That's correct.
Okay. Or the vinyl. And there's no grids in them. You guys have any more
No.
questions? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve application CA-26-018 with the condition that the siding and the trim is of the smooth.
So just so I'm clear on the shutters, or is it stand as submitted? Shutters on all elevations and on the picture window?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll second that motion.
Roll call. Roger White, yes. Whit Wardell?
Yes.
Carol DeGrasso?
Yes.
Patrick Lynch?
Yes.
David Craycraft?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good.
Thanks.
Thanks a
Tom.
lot, appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Todd.
The next application, CA 26019, the address is 260 North High Street. This request is for new vinyl windows, or excuse me, new asphalt shingles on the subject home. This was tabled in June, last month's meeting, for additional details to be provided from the applicant. The applicant is requesting to replace the existing asphalt shingles with new Owens Corning Duration asphalt shingles in onyx black color. The applicant also notes that new white gutters will be installed to match existing on the home with this project. Photos of the existing roofing and the proposed shingle color up on the screen that was shared last month. Part of what was shared last month's discussion that warranted the tabling of the application was additional information in regards to the repair for the tongue and groove soffit that is above the portion of the roof, and then additional to this one rafter tail that's rotten. Some clarifications from the applicant on kind of what materials are going to be used, the order of what was going to be done. That way it could be done appropriately before the roof went on, that these items were noted to trigger basically needing the roof off to repair in the future. Applicant's here this evening. I believe she's brought her contractor with her as well to help answer some of these questions from the commission.
Okay, Andrew, could you go back to the last, on that picture that you see on the right-hand side, all the rotted wood and the chipping paint and stuff like that, you were going to replace all of the tongue and groove?
There's no way not to.
Right, okay,
That whole rafter and the rafter tail has to be replaced.
right,
So we're gonna have to go up the roof, cut that rafter out,
Yeah.
replace that rafter, do the decorative rafter tail, and then sister both sides of that
okay,
with carriage bolts or headlock bolts,
okay,
which are approved to get that same design. To do that, we have to take that tongue and groove out. We brought a sample of the tongue and groove, which matches identically, which isn't a problem, so.
I think there was just that concern that it was considered decorative at one point. We wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that
That's
the
not a
rafter
problem.
was, yeah.
do you know how many of those you have to replace?
Just that one's the only one that's rotten.
Okay,
But a lot of that, it's from where which, there's another issue that we'll go into after this, but we'll want to get the roof and the shingles and everything approved, and then we'll bring it.
let me ask you this,
Go ahead.
if you know this,
If?
the tongue and groove that parallels the fascia that we
Mhm.
see on the right-hand side, is there anything on top of that?
No, which is my next issue. So
So that's the sheathing.
That is the sheeting. That is how they used to build these houses. They used the tongue and groove. The reason they used tongue and groove is so that it gave it more stability. Then they've got a true 1-inch dimensional fascia that is attached to that on the outside. And I have some pictures here if you guys want to see them. And then what I'm proposing to do in that area there. Because you can't tell from these pictures, but that overhang is starting to fall off, which they all do. Not a bad design because it's lasted 100 years, so I mean, who am I to go, well, that's wrong, but if we were doing it today, they wouldn't approve that. So what I suggest is, and I don't wanna overstep and get this going a different direction. So we wanna get this shingles approved. And we're gonna repair the rafter, new drip edge, and everything. But structurally, if you guys want to see
Yeah.
this.
Please.
So
Have we
this is-
approved the shingles in the last, or did we just table it?
No,
Everything.
part of the concern with approving the shingles last month was the work that needed to be done prior to the shingles
Right.
going on, so
Okay.
it was
So
tabled.
that's where it is now. Right? This is a mock-up that we went out and did. You can see, you pass these down or whatever, and then that'll be painted so that it.
Well, see, I visited the house this afternoon, or this morning, so I took a look at it.
Did you see the
Yeah,
fly rack
Yeah.
that we put on?
yeah.
And the thing is with that is it still gives you the integrity and gives you the look, the architectural look of the tongue and groove, you'll still be able to see it. But it gives a little bit of stability to that overhang, because that overhang's almost 2 feet.
So you're gonna create like a cross soffit ladder up underneath?
Yeah,
the
it's
TVs
just a
over
fly
there?
rafter. Typically now, on that, in the building today, that fly rafter would come out
Yeah,
from underneath and support it. We can't do that.
no.
Right.
Because there's nothing nominal, what we have to do is it's still that tongue and groove is what supports it. It's 3/4, so it's stronger than the 7/16 that we put on now.
And that's only gonna be up the rakes
Up
on
the
each
rakes,
side of the house.
correct. Yeah, and then
Just put a
painted
ladder
white to
up the
match.
rake and-
And the ladder, you'll have a 2x4 every 4 foot, I think that's what you said.
Yes, sir, every 4 foot. It would be doubled every 8 where they come together. We're gonna build it in sections so we can slide it up in there. That and the fact that the first one we mocked up was almost 1.5 inches different from bottom to top. So we'll have to build them in sections where they're not,
Right.
you know. But it's fairly easy to do. We just build them on the ground. We'll double those 2x4s up every 8 foot. And then have a single every 4 foot. And then we'll headlock those into the existing rafters, which it's not how we would do it today in today's construction, but it's gonna give it some stability to keep that from getting worse than it already
Yeah.
is.
Well, I saw some pictures in the attic, and I'm not sure, you would have to probably take a good portion of the roof off to be able to support. And the sheathing right now is 1x.
You would have to take the entire roof off.
Yeah. To make up the difference of the old 1x12 or whatever it is up there, 1x10.
On the rafters or? on-
No, the sheathing,
The sheeting's 3/4 ton of groove, just like this piece right here. That's it,
right.
on top of a rafter.
Wow.
So there's no way, like now, when we do a fly rafter, you would cut it into the truss and then bring it back 2 trusses so that it gives that stability, and then when you put the plywood over top of it, you can't get a lift. This, you don't have that, there's no way to do it because 3/4 of an inch is all you have.
The ladder that you built, I know it's all out of 2x4s. There's no way the board up against the house could be a 1x4
It can,
versus a 2x4.
It
I'm just
can.
trying to cut down on the exposure.
But here's the thing, if it's gonna be a 1x, there's no reason to put it in there. Because that's gonna be, that 2x4 structure is what's gonna hold it.
Right.
We're gonna carriage bolt that, or headlock bolt it into the house. That's what's gonna keep it from turning. So if we do a 1x here, it's just gonna turn back
Yeah.
off. Yeah. That's the thing, is it really sucks, because you gotta put something structurally in there to keep it from doing what it's doing. And anything you do less than a 1x or 2x, is not gonna be structurally sound.
And like I said, I
And I
visited,
thought originally I would do a 2x6. And I thought, well, if we do 2x4, it's gonna take it, make it less bulky.
well, I visited the house this afternoon, early this afternoon.
Yeah.
And it isn't, I didn't think.
Did you see the fly
I didn't
rafters on
think- Yeah, I saw.
Okay.
I saw what your picture had.
Yeah.
And actually, it's not too obtrusive. I mean, I thought it was just going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, that's
For
that's
some,
why.
but with
and-
everything painted white, you don't.
Which was brilliant, because he told me, he suggested, take a picture of it before, take a
Right.
picture of it before it's painted, and then paint it, so you can see that, okay, this is the structure and why it's here, but after it's painted, it kind of disappears.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying, I'm okay with it. It's fine.
Yeah, it seems like a good solution to that. Replace that one rafter all the way up through.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're pulling the old shingles off anyway, right?
Yes,
Yeah. So
yeah.
that way you can at least inspect what's there.
We will
Fix it.
probably do that decorative rafter, so they're not on the ends. They're just in that
Right.
middle. So where we put that, along that rake, where we do the fly rafters, we'll go ahead and cut another, it'll be a false tail, but it'll match all those decorative tails all the way across
Yeah.
there, so it'll look proper.
Okay.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve application CA-26-019 as stated.
Second?
Roll call, Carol DeGrasso,
Yes.
Whit Wardell.
Yes.
Patrick Lynch.
Yes.
Roger White, yes. David Craycraft.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Well, I've just got a question.
Go ahead.
The bolts that you're going to use to tie this together into the house, will they be recessed or will they just, I mean, you'll paint them?
So the headlocks are a flat head. So I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're actually as good, the code says it's as good as a carriage bolt that goes through. So we'll use 2 3/4 inch, and they're flat headed, and it's got a hex
So it
head,
just-
so when it
okay.
goes in, it won't protrude out.
Okay.
And then we'll just paint over top.
Okay, cool.
So,
Thank you.
good, no problem. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going with 9:30.
Next application on tonight's agenda, CA 26023. This is for 41 West Columbus Street. The request this evening is to modify the existing duplex into a single-family dwelling, which includes a proposed 542 square foot addition to the south and a 145 square foot addition to the east. I'm going to go through a series of photos of the subject property first and then go into the proposed design here. This is the front elevation facing Columbus Street. Some more detailed photos here of the front elevation and the existing front entry. When looking at the street from Liberty Street, which is on to the west, this is the primary elevation here. Looking at kind of the west and the rear elevation, photo on the right. And then looking at it on the east elevation on the left against from the rear. This is kind of head-on on the east side. The applicant is proposing to take the existing home, which is this kind of black box on the screen, and put these 2 additions. I've put in the red boxes up on the screen. I kind of flipped their drawing to keep the orientation the same for your guys' consideration. With the project itself, the applicant is looking to convert this duplex to a single-family home. Kind of the floor plan and some of the decisions on the architecture are shown. First floor is on the left, second floor is on the right. When looking at the front of the home, the applicant is proposing to do all new LP Smart Side with a 4.5 inch exposure smooth finish for the horizontal siding. For the trim itself, that would be an LP Smart Side trim. Last month, the Landmarks Commission approved the standing seam metal roof, which is shown on this graphic here for the main portion of the building. For the windows, the applicant is proposing to use an Anderson 200 series window. For the shutters on the front portion of the house, there'll be raised panel wood shutters that would have this straps and hinges on them to make them appear to be operational. For the foundation of the house, the applicant is proposing to tuck point the existing foundation that is under the front portion of the house. On the front elevation also, the applicant is looking to take the concrete blocks front stoop out, replace it with new stone to match the foundation, and also carry that through with a retaining wall to the east, installing a wood arbor over the walkway that leads up the east side of the house. When looking at the east side of the house, this is one of the additions the applicant is proposing. This is currently a recessed covered porch on the east side of the house. And then right around this point here, this is a rear addition the applicant's looking to put on. Similar materials for siding and windows. No shutters on this elevation. For the upper half of the rear addition, the applicant's proposing an LP board and batten siding. And then the roofing that you can see in this image here would all be a asphalt dimensional shingle. It's just this front gable that would have the standing seam metal roof. I'm looking at the rear elevation. Again, this is what you can see in the foreground is all the addition. It's broken up to have a lap siding on the first floor, board and batten on the second floor. The rear addition will have a covered porch area as well as a covered balcony area. And then looking at the Liberty Street elevation here, the applicant is distinguishing between the original portion of the house by having shutters only on the front area directly beneath the gable, only exposing the foundation. The area directly beneath the gable is going to keep the seamy masonry foundation but put a smooth finish over it to have that transition point. And then for the garage, they're showing here the top row to have glass inserts in it and a wood arbor over the garage. Last month, when the Landmarks Commission was reviewing this preliminary proposal, they requested more details on this front entry on the main part of the house, so the applicant has put together a cut sheet for that. And they've put together a cut sheet for the windows, noting that the windows would have simulated divided light grids. A detail for the custom wrought iron railing leading up to the front stoop. And then a detail here for the addition on the east side of the house showing the woodwork paneling. This has a flat roof on it, so showing some more details with that and gutters. And then some more details for the different arbors that are integrated around the front and the east side of the house. I did put a sheet in here from their application just noting some of their building colors for the siding, roofing, gutters, and then some of the details they provided for different types of light fixtures depending on what elevation you're looking at. One thing I did just want to note for the commission, when you're looking at the rear board and batten addition, this cut sheet shows it's going to be the same white as the horizontal siding. But when you get to this cut sheet here, it shows a different color. So just a clarification from the applicant, kind of which option they're going to go with. And then for the gutters, this cut sheet shows a metallic copper finish. And then the plan sheets here, find it, call out. Just note they're going to be determined. So again, just another item where if this was the final color or not, that was determined for this project. Applicant's here to answer any questions you guys have. I'll try to answer anything I have that I can answer as well.
Well, I think the big question is that variance, and I mean, everybody else may know, but was it approved or?
We're having some survey issues getting that back. Excuse me. So what we're really seeking to do here is get plan approval as is or any conditions that we'd have, understanding that that rear addition would need the variance before we started yet.
Yeah.
Helps us get moving or get our building plans approved so that we can do what we were hoping to do last month, get that original home under roof and get it all dried in. So I think that our goal is for this following upcoming month to be on planning and zoning to get that variance approval.
I've got a question on the front foundation, the rubble stone. How do you plan to take that wall out in the basement and bring that up?
I just had a stone guy out there yesterday. That is definitely an option. He feels very confident that he's got a quarry guy, a quarry contact who, he's like, I feel very confident I can match it. Just a quick note, because there's a little concern that we would even have enough of the stone to do the stoop and the retaining wall
Yeah.
in stone that's existing on the property. If we can, that's option number one. But option number two, he feels really good about matching the stone, even its age. One point of clarification too, while we're on the foundation, is the part on the west side, is that right? The Liberty Street side?
That's west.
Yes, so that side, one of the things we were allowed to do after the meeting last month was to peel off that vinyl sheeting over top of it. And so that side is all CMU. So that had been replaced at some point. There's no stone on that side. The front side, 90% of it until you get to the corner of the house is beautiful, stunning looking. So,
Isn't the west side, isn't that parged?
yes.
And what's under the parge? So I didn't want to
It's a
start peeling
CMU.
things off.
Oh, you can if you want to. It's CMU. Yeah, it's, I think two or three tall of the CMU on top of the stone.
Okay.
So the stone on that wall, well, I'll say this, I don't know on the front part because that's all crawl. It's about 9 inches, so until I
Right.
get in from the inside, I won't know. But the back 2/3 of the property, that is stone, not visible, and then three stack CMU. On
Well,
it.
there's a note down there in the bottom left that says Tuck Point existing rubble stone foundation. So is the plan to make it look like that, even though there's CMUs there?
Yeah, I think, what do you think?
Well, I think what you do is you try to tuck point as much of the stone that's there, but if it's CMU, you figure out where that line is. The best I could tell, because, the last time I was out at the property, nothing had been removed. And it was really just you have the original house that's underneath the gable. And then the portion beyond that is where all the CMU is. That's where there's actually a basement underneath it. The front portion is all crawl, and it's a very shallow crawl. From what I can see from down in the basement, which is only about 5'8", it's stone, but I really don't know what condition or how
Okay,
much.
okay.
What I did see is I saw a photograph of the front, the northwest corner, and it looked like a lot of the stone was missing and parched over and had been patched and whatever. And so, I would say that at a minimum, we would want to have the West Columbus Street true to that stone. And then whatever happens on Liberty, if it's a mix of infill and stone or whatever, we'll have to see, to what extent. That demarcation line that's shown on the elevation is kind of a best case scenario. But I think what we do is try to save as much stone as possible. Wherever there's CMU, we just parge coat it and let it go with that.
I would prefer to have, my number one choice is to do it to match this stone. I just think there's a lot of unknowns as far as quantity of what we have at the house that we can remove.
You mean on the west side, the Liberty Street side?
Yeah, so for this side, I'd like approved a part of CMU to match the remainder of the house on this elevation. Just because I don't know how we would really understand how much we were working with until we removed that basement wall.
I don't know if your stone guy has veneers. I think it'd look cool since that is the original That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
original house right there.
I totally agree. I think that's the best.
It'd be cool to wrap it around the Liberty Street side up to a point, to where the addition was added,
Yeah, to do a veneer.
just like the drawing shows.
I mean, it would be very helpful if a veneer would be approved, because that we know we can do. So I think that our goal with the north elevation, being the front of the house, would be to get actual stone to get to that corner. And then with that CMU, as you make that turn on the Liberty Street elevation, if we could do a veneer on that side, that'd be very helpful.
Okay,
Obviously, trying to keep the integrity
right.
of what we're trying to match.
You guys have any more questions about the foundation part?
Just the stoop, you're taking out the old stoop and completely rebuilding?
Yes.
Okay, so stone on face, you want to use all natural stone for that
Yes.
to match the
Yeah.
existing foundation?
Yep, the idea would be to dry stack the same stone.
Is the risers going to be, kick plates or risers also going to be stone too?
No,
No?
no, they'd be a cut stone, so.
Oh, so it'll be a cut stone?
So we're doing a limestone tread and riser going up over it, and then just be the face of that would be
Beautiful.
the stone.
That answers that. Then all natural stone for the wall on down. Now, is that going to be a build up to block, or is that going to just be like a dry stack or mortar type stone wall?
It's a mortar
With a footer.
stone, it's a mortar stone wall with a
So
footer.
if you have a footer underneath it, and mortared up,
Yeah.
it'll look very nice. So just to clarify, around the side, on the west side, then, you're going to look at maybe doing a culture stone cross there to match what's on the front?
Yeah, we're gonna do everything we can to achieve that look.
Okay.
So I think that for the previous meeting, there was a little hesitation about doing a veneer version of the stone. I think it would make sense on this side of the home to try to get that original home, that line of demarcation where it's at right now. Because it is CMU. I know.
Are you for certain on that?
Yep, we're for certain it's CMU on this side. It's CMU on this side and then about 3 feet-ish on the west. If you drive by, you can see where that part starts on the front.
Okay.
So that would be very helpful.
Is this stoop here going to match the stoop in the front?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay.
The only difference would be that there's a more simplistic iron railing on that
Yeah.
side.
I think that's all you need right there anyway. Doesn't need to be ornate.
Hey, Andrew, could we go to the front elevation? I know you plan on replacing the door and the side lights, the front entry,
No,
Oh,
we're
you're
gonna keep the original,
Okay,
rehabilitate
that's
the
good.
original door.
because we stopped there on our way here
Yeah.
and said, what's wrong with this door?
Yeah,
It's
we said the
fine.
same thing, it's in great shape.
Other than replacing the one missing pane of glass.
Yes.
But other than that, just add to, the head detail that you guys have proposed. Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
Yep, we're on the same page on that, for sure.
Okay. Let's talk about the windows. I know you have spec'd Anderson 200s, but I've gone over to, the house on Trine Street. And I noticed that between the grids, there's no spacer there. And I think what I'm looking to do, or would like to see, is a spacer to make it more realistic, lifelike. And the only way to do that with an Anderson window is either a full divided light, because I don't think their Series 200 or Series 400 have spacers.
Right.
So either do that, or you go to Gelled one, which has vinyl window with spacers, or Sierra Pacific has a vinyl window with spacers.
Yeah, I'm definitely okay committing to full divided light. As far as the brand, I just need to explore. If it was okay, if we could get approval for full divided light, and then let me explore the different brands that you mentioned,
Yeah.
just because I'm not familiar. But yeah, that's not an issue.
Well, full divided light, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Now, whether, you just have to let us know if it's going to be, what brand you're going to use. whether
Yep,
it's-
and if I have any if anything comes up with that, I can talk to Andrew and see if I need to come back to get some clarification. I think best case, we could find a similar spec window, as far as a similar line that has the spacer bars. That was a learning experience for me at trying. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that.
You know, the first time we saw these drawings was a month ago, and we looked at them for about an hour. And, you know, I'd go by this house more than once a day, probably. And what I'm thinking is if we could somehow delineate the original house more than by just putting, I know on the front elevation, on the Liberty Street side, we have shutters just on the windows of the original house. But I'm wondering, see what I'm thinking, see the horizontal frieze board that you have? I think that's uncharacteristic of a house this old. I would like to see that removed, and then some type of vertical, whether it's your trim or whether it's columns or something that just pops the house, the original house out.
Right there where the returns are.
Correct. Something comes down right here.
Yeah.
In here. Because if I understand it correctly, and from what you're saying, Dave, this was the original part of the house and this was added, do we know how long?
Unknown.
But
When was
there were
that?
two separate additions to the house.
Yeah, I think there was many, yeah.
Okay. So when I look at this house, I see a big, long facade, always had. It's a, you know, that's a long house. There's no real separation. It seems like historic houses tend to tell a story. And with this all being one side, the only story it tells is that there's two different buildings here, is the shutters and the roof. And I think Dave kind of came up with a good point there. If you create almost like a vertical board, or maybe even build up the corners just a little bit, just so that the trim comes out past the siding a little bit more. And it's got a thicker reveal to it. Maybe put like a capital at the top or bottom. I mean, we've got them on the post in the back and everything. I think that would go a long way to really telling the story of this house being 3 different sections. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And we had explored a version of that. We had a conversation with a local designer. And so, Phil, I know you had some thoughts on that historically, but.
Yeah, I don't agree with that direction at all.
No.
And, yeah, not at all.
From a
because
historical
From a
standpoint.
historical standpoint, you know, they're trying to impose a Greek revival aesthetic on a house that's not a Greek revival house. Yes, this is a classical house, but it is not a Greek revival house. And so there's all sorts of issues associated with, you know, the proposal was to add columns and that sort of thing. Well, we're talking about giant order columns at that point.
Well, I'm not sure
And
about that.
so-
I wouldn't do columns. I wouldn't do
Well,
anything. Just
Even just bringing a board down, I
a
don't.
thicker trim board, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it as appropriate to what this house is. And you know, it's imposing a different design vocabulary on a house that's very simple. It's always been very simple. There's a historical photograph of the house that, you know, from the 1870s or 1880s that that there was actually a main entry on this facade. On this side?
Okay.
The small window. So there was a main entry there. And the horizontal siding, you know, spanned the whole way. And so, you know, over time, you know, those entries have changed, the locations of the windows have changed, but it was always very simply detailed. And to impose, you know, this whole level of putting column capitals and giant order columns or pilasters to define the front gable and that sort of thing is really kind of contrary to what the original vocabulary of the house was. And
Well, I think the historical picture that I saw did have the addition
Yeah.
on
yeah,
it.
it had the addition, so, you know, it was that whole facade with the gable and the main entry on this.
Yeah.
Andrew, you have that.
Mr. Chairman, I think there's a
it's delineated on the front portion by having the shutters on the windows and the differences in the foundation. That implies that that was the first part of the house. So I
And
don't
the
think we need that
roof as
additional
well.
trim.
The
Yeah,
standing
so,
seam.
we're doing the metal roof over it, and so, there's a
So
level of
they're doing
detail.
a lot there, and we're just putting another element which.
I think, it's just, all it becomes is this accretion of, layering of detail that's not appropriate to it. And this house is really, it's a side entry, classical inspired house. It's not, it's not Greek revival, it's just, it's this very simple vernacular side entry house with very simple detailing. And, I think we're trying to be true to that in the original house. And then with the addition, trying to take that, the design, the vocabulary of a, kind of classically inspired vocabulary and imposing that on the new addition. That's a little bit different. It's a little bit with the porches, covered porches, with the columns. That starts to, hearken to more of a, kind of a Greek revival type aesthetic. Because in the Greek revival, your primary facade would be the gabled facade.
Right.
And this it's the side facade that's gabled. And so that's why it's more of a vernacular classical style. And so trying to keep that simplicity.
Could I ask, what's your thought process of having that frieze board, that horizontal frieze board go across the gable? Because I know, none of the old homes
My
here.
house doesn't have that.
Well, none of the old,
No.
maybe one does, but most of them are just, they don't have that here in town.
I would say that one of our thoughts too is that this is all monochromatic paint scheme, or paint color. So I almost would venture to say that the way that trim looks in the elevations that we're looking at is a little bit more aggressive than it will look in real life, because it'll all be the same
Right.
paint color. So I think it'd be more of a function thing, rather than a detail.
And again, that's just my thought. I wouldn't, I don't like the horizontal frieze board.
Sure,
To split the gable.
One of the things we are avoiding is in more modern homes where you have more contrasting frieze board and trim pieces, it will all be the same color.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. But still, that architectural element just, to me, looks out of place.
Yeah, the original house doesn't have it.
So I'm sorry, did we talk about the siding being the fawn brindle, instead of the white that was?
I don't think we've had that discussion yet, but we.
Not yet, I wanted to make sure I didn't miss it. I want to make sure I didn't miss it.
Yeah, so the siding on the original home is the shoji white. It's the
Yeah.
just off-white
All
color,
siding and trim and everything, white on white.
except for the board and batten above the garage. So what Andrew's circling right now, that's mislabeled in the drawings. That would be fawn brindle.
Yeah.
I've got a comment about that
Yeah.
too. But going back to the frieze board across the gable of the existing house, I'd like to see a drawing with that not there.
What is that, Dave? I'm sorry. What was it you?
Right there, freeze board, freeze right there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And this.
All right.
Yeah, I think you kind of misinterpret too, when you're talking about Greek revival. It's not really what I was thinking remotely close to when I was talking about building out the corners. I think you kind of went in a different direction than what I was implying. I got a house over on Columbus Street, and the corners are built out, they're a little thicker. It doesn't look like Greek revival at all. It's just basically a little slightly thicker siding, a little bit wider, not much, but it goes all the way up, and at the top it just has a simple, just like half-round trim on top. That's it. And that's what I was talking about by a capital, not necessarily a full-blown, something you'd see at the White House or Lincoln Memorial.
Just a way to terminate the top.
What's that?
Just a way to terminate
Just ways
the
to
top.
terminate up at the top, yeah, just something very, very simple, not a column per se. I think the conversation, what I was implying was kind of completely misinterpreted, so. The only thing I was thinking is just like I said, make this just a little thicker so the corner board comes out past the siding, okay?
I think the corner boards over on Trine Street come out like a 1/4 inch.
You know,
Yeah.
well, these would be detailed as 5/4 boards, which are, you know, basically a 1-inch board.
So the sidewalk, the
And so
siding won't lap out past.
Yeah, the
it'll
siding
recess
won't
in.
come past, it'll butt into it, you know,
It'll
that's
butt in and set back behind it a little bit.
Yeah.
By 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch or so.
something like that, yeah.
Then
Well, try-
that's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah, instead of doing a 4/4, you do a 5/4 board, and, you know, so it does become, it comes proud of the lap siding itself.
Okay. And then at the top, just, you know, I know my house, it just has a very simple 1/4 round trim up around top. And it really just makes it pop. It doesn't look like a column.
Right,
Nothing like that at all. It just kind of details it out. Of course, that detail is followed also around all the windows too. And these are just, you know, square cut all the way around, without any real headers or anything on them.
Yeah, there is limited room for the headers with the existing window
Up the
locations.
top,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did have an addition. One thing that's different this month than from last month is the addition of a more prominent sill on the bottom of the window. That was one of the things we had discussed, you guys wanted to see.
so it is a projected sill.
Yes.
The sill projects out a little bit.
Yes. So,
Is all smart side trim 5/4?
No.
Okay, because
The-
could you delineate that on the drawing where you say 5/4 trim?
I believe I have it noted on the drawings,
Okay.
being 5/4.
I mean, the drawing I have here, I can't find it, maybe I just missed it.
Dave, what were you thinking on that original portion of the home as far as the rake? Is that the right word?
The rate
Doors.
Well, I
The
think
freeze board
I
or
think
the-
what you've got is fine, and you know how you return,
Mm-hmm.
just like you did on Trine Street, and you covered them with metal?
Yep, yep.
I mean, I think that's a good detail.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about the pork chops?
Eyebrows.
These?
Yeah.
Those, yeah.
But I think over there, you put a freeze board underneath the rake, or a trim board underneath the rake. Not that you have to do that here.
Sure. I was just wondering what you were seeing as an alternative. It's just because you know, I know we were talking about doing a vertical there, but without we do feel like for the historicity of this home, it would be inconsistent to do 2 different size lap sidings, for example, between the original home on the north side and then the remaining home. We just don't feel like that lines up with what this house has been, which would, in my mind, eliminate the need for a vertical piece. I see what you're saying. We had a long discussion about that because there's, for us too, and we've butted heads a little bit and just trying to come up with the best solution of, you know, what details that we feel like would beef it up as opposed to what was there historically. And so the shutters are a detail that, you know, we feel like adds a lot to this
Oh, I-
home.
That's beautiful detail.
And not
Yeah.
original. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have any historic photos of shutters being there. So we don't want to
However,
stray
there's,
too
you know, there's
far.
historic precedent for the shutters.
Right.
You know, but, you know, they're typically done on, you know, the public side to create, you know, privacy for the main rooms and that sort of thing. And so there's precedent for it. And so, you know, I think it's a way to add some simplistic detail to the building, even though it didn't necessarily have it, at least in the photos that we saw.
Right.
And so, you know, and it wouldn't be uncharacteristic for this type of house.
One of the things I was wondering, Dave, was what your thought would be on that, the freeze board on the front, just eliminating it there at the return?
Well, I was going to say eliminate it.
And then doing it in the
I mean,
gable?
eliminate it over to here. But then the other part about the vertical, which would be like that, would be here. Again, just for historical content, just to kind of delineate where the old house was. where the original house was.
Yeah.
Is the committee against moving on from the vertical column there? And I'll tell you a couple reasons why. One, trying to do the sufficient delineation with the stone, delineation with the metal roof, delineation with the shutters. And then if you go, Andrew, if you could go to the opposite elevation, there's issues with the lingerie addition
One window.
about this, you create a real jam right here where that transition, yes, exactly there. So we would have to shorten that window, where that detail of the addition there, it's very, adds a great detail to the home, and just feel like it really busies that specific section up. So, is the committee against moving on from the vertical columns there with,
You mean on this side?
on both
Only-
sides?
only-
Because I feel like we'd have to do it on both sides. If you did it on one side, I personally it would just be a little inconsistent, in my opinion.
You're right.
And so with, like, yes, I think it makes more sense on the other side, but then when you get over to this side, you run into issues that,
Well, the only thing, I mean, you've got two choices. You either run it down this way, which would crowd that, or you run it on top of this. I mean, to make it visually look like,
I don't know why we want to break, I don't know why we want to break up the house. I mean, it's.
I have to, David, I have to agree with them that I think that is an issue that the sides won't match if we put.
right,
I can see.
Well, I'm just throwing this
I can
out.
see the cutting,
for discussion.
forced to see a picture of the freeze board stopped right there at the.
Addition.
The addition. I can see, if we could visualize that, that's something, but I don't think we need that vertical.
Yeah, I think that with the addition of the shutters on the side now, that accomplished a
Yeah, I like
a
that.
lot. Yeah.
so we can definitely commit to the stone, especially if we're allowed to do a veneer on this west elevation. And really, as far as, Phil, if you want to speak to the horizontal freeze board.
Well, I'm fine with removing it in the gable,
Yeah.
But you can still keep the freeze board on the rest of it.
On the
Oh, yeah.
rear.
I would just eliminate it between the
Between
pork
the
chop
returns,
eaves there
Right.
on those returns.
I think that was,
Yeah, okay.
I'm fine with,
Okay.
eliminating that, and then the gable reads as a full gable there.
Do we feel like we're on the same page? We'll commit to eliminating that horizontal freeze board and then
In the gable piece.
in the gable piece.
I have a question.
Hi.
What is a
Come to
dove
play
coat?
on the south side.
A what?
So
What's the dove coat?
it's not an issue.
I've been looking at this
It's a Phil question.
drawing for
What's a dove
a
coat?
month now, and I've never seen this word on the plans until we were sitting here staring at, what's the?
So a dove coat is, it's a
Because when I
traditional,
Googled it-
it's a traditional aviary, and it's a very common detail in,
So it's- I
classic.
Googled it, and it says, Google
It's-
dumbed it down for me, it says it's a pigeon house.
It's basically, yeah.
I just wanted to ask.
It's an aviary, it's a pigeon house, and
It's
so
a fancy
basically.
pigeon house.
So this will be a false pigeon house because I'm gonna utilize that for roof venting.
Okay.
And so, it'll, instead of having, like a square or a round louver, it'll act as venting for the upper attic roof.
This is what Google
And
pulled
that is,
up when I
that is a
asked.
dove coat.
And there's little,
So it's basically a faux dove coat.
It is a faux dove
And how
coat.
do the doves know?
Okay.
I was just making
Well,
sure,
disappoint
I was
a lot
making
of
sure
birds,
Google didn't
yeah.
run away from me when I typed this in, so thank you.
Do you know what that dark colored siding's gonna look like
Which one?
with doves trying to hit those holes?
They're shitting all
You know,
over the house. It's all-
they'll never go there. It's like I hung a bat house on the side of my barn 25 years ago. I have yet to get any bats in that place.
What we don't have in the drawings is all those needles like on top of the rover sign. We're gonna put them right in there.
Okay, we done talking with that part of
The
it?
front, yeah.
So one of the conditions, we'll have to revisit in whatever decision is removing the freeze,
Yeah, the freeze.
horizontal freeze in the gable part of the front of the home
Yeah.
on both side elevations.
The garage addition, the
Yes.
carriage house addition. Have you guys explored the same siding, top and bottom? Whether it's lap siding or whether it's board and batten, all the way down, top and bottom?
You wouldn't do board batting all the way down, and we look, I looked at, the siding, but I think, the textural change helps bring scale to that piece. If it was just the lap siding all the way around, you would have this very long house that's just encircled by lap siding all the way, and so
Well, see, what I would do with the lap siding is change the exposure. I think right now you've got, what, 4.5?
So the lower level is a changed exposure from the original house, just to
To 6 inch.
differentiate, differentiate it from the original house, and then go into the board and batten above. So, the first level carries that vocabulary, but with everything being lap siding, I think it becomes a little bit banal. I think that this
And what do you think
helps
about
break the massing.
The bottom part being lap, you just did it for a change in aesthetics or textures.
A change in texture to bring scale to it. To try to, reduce the scale of that piece. If you look at just the west elevation, if you went to a West Liberty and you look at that, facade as it is, all siding and very long, it just feels large. And so, trying to create some layering and some texture with different materials, I think helps break the scale of that addition.
In the original photo we keep referencing, there is an old carriage house attached to the home on the rear of the property. And so where we wanted to bring the board and batten in specifically was to pay a little homage to that. And to, I think color-wise, we're on the same page as the original photo. So that was the genesis of the board and batten back there.
You guys have any thoughts about that?
I'm good with it.
Do we have a cut sheet of the garage doors?
I don't think so.
It was in the packet.
It's in the packet, I didn't.
It was in the packet.
There was correct me if I'm wrong, I thought there was one, I saw it here. This was a long package.
Oh, was it a clopay door?
And just as a point of clarity, I think we mentioned it, but I'm seeing it here as well. The board and batten siding on the second story is going to be that fawn brindle color, and then shoji white will be on the lap siding below.
Page 103 of your packet.
Okay, while we're on this elevation, the second floor, where the balcony is,
Yep.
or the deck, whatever you want to call it, you extended that roof just to afford it some protection from the weather versus just cutting it back and having an open air.
Yes, definitely to
Deck.
protect it from the weather and to match that, to try to mirror the gable in the front part of the house. If we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
On the other elevation, yeah.
I'm trying to find that garage.
I mean, there's a lot of things going on in this house. It's a big house. The, going back to the gable on where the dove boxes are, the horizontal that's right under that, does that come out in the same plane with the fascia or the rake?
So, yes, it's out, so on the gable, you have your rake board, and then it steps back about 1'5". And so on this area where it stepped back where the siding is, you have the barge board, which runs parallel to the rake. So you have a rake board, then you have a barge board. So the dove coat would be out just a little bit behind, maybe an inch behind the rake board. So the rake board reads through. And then the barge board that's back on the back wall will come up, and that's the horizontal that you see that comes back, and then there's brackets underneath the dovecote that kind of look like they're supporting the dovecote.
So the soffit under that is a hardy
Yeah.
or a smart side?
Yep, it'd be
Yeah,
smart
Type
side
soffit.
it'll be a smooth soffit, like the rest of the soffits that we have.
with the
Okay.
core
Now,
vent.
while we're talking about soffits,
Yeah.
for the rest of the house, what are we looking at doing?
They're just it's a smooth soffit, flat,
With the core vent.
with a core
With the
vent.
vent?
Yeah, with the core
You're
vent.
using core vent?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it'll be a continuous 2-inch core vent, so.
Okay.
Core vent go down the center of the soffit, or is it offset towards the fascia?
I like to detail it right at the fascia, but, you know,
I do
that's-
too.
Well, I was gonna say,
It kind of hides it a little bit.
here's, yeah, I like it close to the fascia too.
Sounds like
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah, because some of those smart sidings, they got all those slits and slots, and
Right.
just looks busy up there, but.
So it's just gonna be solid with the core vent?
Yes.
Yeah, that looked nice. So what questions I have?
You know, the ceilings above the porch, that'll be a beadboard ceiling. And so then you paint that out sky blue to get rid of the bugs.
And the deep.
Sky blue?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a, whatever that
that
specific
actually
color is,
work?
yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Does it really?
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard tales of this.
Yeah.
And I want to repaint my porch, so I'm thinking,
Yeah, I can't, you know, right off the top of my head, there is a very specific color, but it basically kind of mimics the sky, and so it confuses insects, and
Yeah.
you know, and so you keep, you know, spiders and all kinds of different things down there because they register the blue color.
that's what I've heard. I've not tried it yet, but I love the concept.
Yeah.
Do you have a detail for this door?
That's gonna have to be a custom door. Do I have a detail for it? No, we're gonna try and, you know,
Like a recessed panel door that has 4 lights in the top
yeah,
quarter?
yeah, basically.
Just something to match the image?
Yeah.
Yes.
White or to match the door colors?
Probably match the door colors.
Yeah.
And there's a hood detail that, you know, you typically see on barns that has kind of like a little sloping roof to hide that track so those doors slide across, and so we'll implement that. That's what that horizontal is. And so, you know, that'll have.
Have you ever tried to set a barn
metal
door one of
flash
those
over it.
before? Because I have. It is
Yes,
not-
actually.
It is not easy.
Well, the idea is that these never fall out,
Right.
but yes.
And my grandpa's barn door fell off, and that was a hand in the butt.
Yeah.
My barn had never fallen off, so I feel very lucky.
Phil's building them.
It certainly
doesn't know
built my
yet.
grandpa's barn.
A couple, I don't want to get ahead of you guys, but a couple points of clarity through our conversations with this local designer that I really liked the idea. I thought it mirrors what we talked about last time. The exterior door out to the porch next to the addition, that's going to be a 3/4 light door? No?
I think,
You mean this?
no, I think we want a full light door there. You don't see that door. We have a 3/4 light on the other side. And you wanted to get as much light and openness into the house because you're looking out into the garden. So
I agree with Phil.
I think the door should be a full light door. And
So I'm thinking,
that's-
you're thinking it's too contemporary looking?
No, we talked about many things, so I was trying to clarify a couple things that I wish I didn't.
So this
He
door,
and I stand up here and argue. You can see how this process.
It's
is
honest,
going.
it's forthcoming. We love this house.
so that door and the one up top is both full light doors?
Yes.
And
No,
got rid of
actually, the one up in the gable is a 3/4 light door up there.
That's what I
Oh,
meant.
3/4 light?
Yeah, so that's a 3/4 light door. So it was originally a full light door with 2 side lights. We eliminated the side lights and went to a 3/4 light door
Okay,
in that opening. The door that's down on this lower porch, I feel, because it's into your main living space, I think and it's hidden around the corner, you don't really see it, to have a full light door so that you get as much glazing out into the garden space as possible.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
It's very much like this.
yeah, I agree, that would look very nice.
And so we're doing, a 3/4 light door on this entry.
This one,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because it's more of a utilitarian door, so, it'll, it's a 3-panel door essentially with a 3/4
Kind of
light.
like with the full, pretty much like that configuration on the other side.
Yeah, and I like the open glass.
Mhm.
Porch rail.
Let's go to this railing out front. Is that a Fortin type thing, or?
Yeah, that would be a Fortin wrought iron rail, so that's a custom design. So we'd have to, work with them and to get that implemented. But that's really kind of a classical design.
Yeah, so the floor of that porch will be limestone? And then you'll just take, just drive screws into the base of this, or would you set them in, where the posts are? Because it seems like that house has always had a messed up front porch and railing. When people start grabbing it, things just start to fall apart.
Yes, I mean, it would definitely be our intention to secure it fully.
I know
Yeah,
you're
we-
secure
yeah,
it fully, I'm just
Yeah, well,
throwing that
I
out.
haven't thought about the detail on that, but you are
Okay.
correct. Sometimes, if you set a post, and grout it in, you end up, it spalls and swells and breaks apart and splits the stone and everything else. And so, I would like to get, posts that probably, are 4 anchors into the stone, and then have a cover plate that goes over that to try to, eliminate the issues that you would have with embedding a post, so.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of capstones break apart,
Yeah.
core drilling into them like that.
Actually, the project that I did for the Methodist Church, it turned out well. But we had 2-inch round post, and but weathered a winter so far. What else?
Let's see, I'll shoot here, the pavers you're using, the driveway is now shown as pavers, or a paving type product, or
It's
is
some sort of a
it
paver.
gonna go concrete, or will we use concrete pavers, or like clay brick pavers? You Probably gonna use stone for driveway,
Probably a concrete paver
concrete paver,
throughout, but
all right?
what do you say, boss?
And the sidewalk in the back too, the patio and everything?
There's going to be I think I foresee us coming back to address the patio in that side area, just with some of the hardscaping. I like what we have here, but we want to do a couple additional things, so I think that, I think there's more discussion to be had as we see the exterior shape up and what direction we want to go. But yeah, I think that this is ideal.
The pergola thing above the garage doors,
The arbor?
the arbor, the wood arbor.
Yes.
Is that again just to add some detail, or just?
Yeah, it creates some overlay, and honestly, I can see, having like wisteria or clematis climbing that and going across, I think it'd be spectacular.
And again, I think with our arbor details, the goal is to highlight some of that original construction on the inside. What's that called?
It's a heavy timber. The front of the portion of the house is all timber framed, you know, pegs and, you know, that kind of stuff. And so it's really kind of, you know, a reference to, you know, kind of that traditional building style.
The windows not in the original house, will they have sills versus just being picture framed
You mean on the addition or?
on the addition? I mean, these windows right here. Not,
Oh.
the windows without the
Shutters?
without the shutters.
So they had, you know, they had the same sill detail and, you know, that basically we're carrying the exact same trim detail
Okay.
through all windows.
Okay.
Through, you know, the original house, the addition, plus the carriage house addition. So
Mm-hmm.
all of that trim detail will be the same with the extruded sill. And so it's basically that without the shutters.
Okay. So I'd like to see the drawing without the horizontal frieze, maybe at the next meeting. And any other thing that we talked about.
What is it you'd like to see again, please?
A drawing without the horizontal frieze on the gable up here.
Oh, got it, yeah. I'd be curious what it would look like with the addition, just, I mean, if you're proposing our drawing, what it look like with all board batten in that addition as opposed to the layered
Mm-hmm.
effect. I still.
You mean right there?
Yeah, in backside of it, I mean, I just, I don't know, I just kind of.
You know, one of the things about this elevation
Yeah.
is that there's a big garage
Oh, you won't see
right
that,
next to it.
there's no doubt about that. Abby's garage is right there, so, yeah.
Well, if you want to see,
And of course, the backside, you wouldn't see that either, per se.
I mean, if you want to see all board and batten, let's ask these guys if we can see it.
Just a drawing.
Yeah, it's just a drawing.
Any opposition to, you know, I think that, well, although I do think all details are important, I think that for the only thing to be holding us up from starting the construction on the original home, to be the horizontal freeze board conversation, do you guys see a way that we could get approval on that original home so we could get started? We definitely are going to have to come back for the addition. We have more time with the P&Z approval for the variance. So I think that the conversations about changing the siding or seeing different options, I think absolutely we're totally down for. I think that I would like to see if we could come to an understanding about the freeze board, if that's the only thing that we feel like there's.
Well, that wouldn't stop you from framing out windows. I mean, you know, you're going to have to look for another window, whether you go with an Anderson or Geldwin or a Sierra Pacific, where you can at least get rough openings fixed, you know. I mean, I would like to see what you eventually end up doing, what brand you have,
Sure.
okay?
Do you have preference, Dave, with the different brands that you've worked with
No.
in the past?
You know, as long as it's got a,
I know some people that
Full divided
have used the, I mean, if they're full divided lights, I think they're all going to kind of look
yeah.
very close
Yeah.
in details.
Is there any issue with just, as we go and explore the different window SKUs and brands, using language conditional upon, at a minimum, simulated divided light with spacer bars, which eliminates the Anderson 200 series and makes me explore beyond? One of the things, I just want to make sure that I have an aperture that is reasonable, not having ever done full divided light windows. So I think that if having that spacer bar and having the look of the divided lights is the goal, as opposed to maybe what's in Trine Street, I'm definitely down for that. That would be a request that I make, if we could come up with some sort of solution on the freeze board and then open the aperture on the windows.
Do we have any houses that we've approved lately with full divided lights? How about, what's Cantor do?
So this is something that is new. I don't know if in the last like 5 years, this language has changed. But this is in the application materials for this application item. This is an Anderson cut sheet, and they call both of these SDL windows, but this one specifically says with grills between the glass. And it specifically says a flat bronze grill between the glass, which is what was originally spec'd for Trine Street. And then I remember the architect for Trine Street came back and said, they stopped making the bronze, it's now brushed nickel. So I don't know if this cut sheet's old, but Anderson, this is the only cut sheet I've ever seen that calls out an SDL without the grids in the middle as being an SDL. So a full divided light window, just from my understanding, is you have individual panes of glass.
Right.
In the 11 years I've been here, we've never approved one project that has a full divided light.
I think kind of the problem with full divided lights is you end up with very heavy.
Because you're trying to double pane.
Because you have
each
to
one
double
of
pane
those.
everything, and so you end up really kind of exaggerating those mutton divisions, and so that's really kind of the downside to.
So I would say this is probably the only cut sheet I've ever seen that have two different SDLs. I've never heard of a GBG until, this cut sheet, but,
Do we know what Cantor used? Because I know he had,
yeah, so he used, I think he used an Anderson product, but I know most recently a lot of the windows that have grills have been in commercial buildings, and those have been like aluminum clads that have this right here where there's the grill in between. I know, is it Quaker makes a vinyl window
Yeah.
that has this?
So have you, it's been decided that the windows on there are just not repairable, cannot restore those?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that if you look on that elevation, Andrew, on the left side, you can see that, I'd say probably 30% of the windows are replacement windows right now.
Oh, yeah, but I was thinking more the front.
Yeah. I'd have to go and look more specifically at the front.
well, you know what, we're not telling you you have to use full divided light.
Yeah.
Because I know there would be
They're nice.
more expensive, obviously.
Right.
But as long as we get a spacer between the lights, or between the glass.
Andrew, that's cut sheet, is that, one of the things we had about Trine Street was, they're referring to the grills in between the muttons.
The overlay muttons, yeah.
It's a new word for me, too.
Yeah, I've never seen a cut sheet that has a SDL that does not include the grids until this comparison right here. And this is in your cut sheet,
Yeah, that I supplied, yeah.
showing Anderson has it.
But see, I don't even think the 400 series even has a spacer. But here's an Anderson cut sheet that shows the full divided light.
The full divided light. Yeah, like I said, I think that there's some exploring for me to do in conjunction with Phil.
Because that's a lot of windows.
Yeah, there's a lot.
A lot of windows.
A lot of windows, so yeah, I think
But like I said, we're not telling you you have to do that. But we do want a spacer
yes,
between the glass.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Couple, at risk of muddying things up, we've had some time to think about some color changes, some clarifications on, after talking with the local designer, matching the gutters and downspouts to the siding color in order to kind of minimize their presence and not use them as a feature, as a design feature. So right now we have the metallic copper spec'd out. We're looking to essentially match the siding color as they,
White.
yep,
Shade of white, all the different.
shoji white. But yes, that's one clarification.
I keep pushing for copper, but
One of the, I want to clarify the roof color as well. I was talking to some roofers and had asked them kind of some of the nicer colors that they'd seen, and there is a dark bronze. Do you have that, happen to have that color that I sent you on email?
did you send it to me?
And we emailed back and forth about that color. But essentially, it's a dark bronze, almost brownish color, very similar to the urbane bronze paint color that we would use on the standing seam. I feel like it's a little warmer and earthier as opposed to the cooler gray, Tinner's gray we have on the original cut sheet or the original color sheet. And then for the shingles on the remainder, to use the same line, the certainteed, but the weatherwood color, which is again into the browns, mimics the shake roofing, just so we don't have a big, black or gray.
Gray and white house.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Just try to warm it up and keep that all in the same color family.
What was the name of the color for the roof?
Let me see. We do a dark bronze standing seam roof color.
Kevin, to answer maybe, or help get an answer to one of your questions, what work can you do to the inside of the house while you're waiting on exterior approval? Like, is there anything that you can get started through the building department while you are working on an updated color palette, showing, I don't know if it would be like option A or B with like all this is board and batten and this gone. But that way I can help get you assisted on any building department related items, so you can start like electrical or whatever while you're waiting on these exterior details to be finalized. Would that be helpful?
It would be helpful.
Because you can do interior stuff without, like, and get a delayed building permit for exterior items as a deferred submittal. That may help your timing in some aspects.
I mean, we're okay with the plan,
Yeah.
And the biggest thing for the addition is just the setbacks. So if you have a way to submit, like, the building permit now not showing the addition on the back, maybe just the addition on the side, and then do like an addendum showing one being removed and something else being added, that may help with your construction progress.
I think the thing is you gotta get it dried in, and so, you gotta get a roof on it, and you gotta get windows in it, and that's the big thing, Because doing anything inside is just gonna get wet until you get it dried in, and it becomes problematic.
I mean, we're okay with window locations and things like that. I think you have to decide what window brand you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Would they have to come back for that, which we're gonna specify that it has to have, he could either go with full divided line or a window with a spacer bar?
My recommendation would be, unless there are some very specific items that could be recommended tonight, just like with the Anderson 200 series versus Anderson 4+ series, there's subtle differences between them that I don't recommend anybody coming to my office saying, don't provide them a cut sheet, because you will ask for the cut sheet. So I don't need one or many of you calling me, asking me why this got approved, and I'll say, well, you just blanketly approved Windows, so I would.
So other than
caution
that freeze board, that horizontal freeze board, I mean, I don't see where that would stop you from doing anything. That's exterior.
Yeah,
So
it
you
would stop
really
us
can-
just from
You could
siding
really
that.
get started on everything else, can't you? As
Everything.
long as you,
Everything but the addition. The addition still has to get a plan.
Right, on the original house, everything but that. You know, it just comes down to us being able to order, obviously the turnaround time it takes for us to get the pre-painted LP, smooth siding, and then it's just a timeline thing as opposed to anything else. So, yes, we could definitely wait. I think that the preference for us is to be able to have the go-ahead, get this original house gone and dried in. At least especially getting the approval to take off the existing vinyl siding as well. I know we had some issue with that last meeting. So would you think it's impossible, maybe for an out-of-the-box idea for us to, because it wouldn't take us that much time to give you different options for the freeze board, to do that outside of submitting for a 30-day meeting? Is there a way to say if it's David or somebody on the committee that's able to help us with that one detail?
If you're able to get me, since this has gone through the review a couple times, if you're able to get me those details, then I can try to set up the meeting for, it's called like a special landmarks meeting. They're not special.
Right. My wife tells me that all the time.
The meeting process basically requires the public notice since it's outside the regularly scheduled. So I think we have to post it 48 hours prior to the meeting, but that's after the meeting date's confirmed and set and I have a quorum. So that's always something we can look at doing, especially since this is kind of like nitpicking stuff, not full-blown review.
Right.
That would be, up to the commission to determine if they have the availability to do it.
Sure.
But if you guys can get me some stuff,
but that's the first step. You guys give Andrew drawings.
and then I have to
Or
be
whatever.
available, so just get me stuff and I'll see what we can.
Yep, so we could,
But if it's just color palettes and option A or B for materials,
yep,
that sounds simple enough, because then we're not reviewing everything. It'd just be, that'd be an in-person meeting. We can't do virtual.
yeah, so that would be, I think, however it needs to be done or it's gone about, I think that for us to be able to provide a couple different versions of what's possible on those side gables on the original home, we can absolutely bring an updated color palette with the weatherwood certainty shingles I'm referring to and the exact bronze color standing seam roof. Absolutely.
But that wouldn't stop you from going forward with the construction part of it, would it? Which you're going to provide to Andrew, and then we're going to look at in a special meeting?
Yeah, I mean, it would obstruct the exterior drawing of the property. So, like, could we do other things? Yes, but as we're going and ordering everything in advance, this siding and the windows, they take longer turnaround time. And so time's of the essence for us to try to get this done prior to winter. That might be a pipe dream anyway. But yeah, I think that for us, it's just a matter of having what we need so we can not order a little bit here, a little bit there, and get everything together. That way we can order most efficiently so that we can put the higher end SKUs on the different details of the property. So that, I think that would be the push for speed is understanding that there's delay in a lot of other areas as well that we need to.
David, I'm okay with the special meeting, and I'm not speaking for everybody else. I'm okay with the special meeting.
What I would recommend is, if that's the path the commission is okay recommending to the applicant, is really tailoring down what we are reviewing. It's not going to be the full-blown application. If there are things here that can be approved, or things that, if you guys want to do it as one motion, but we're not going to start talking about something that isn't going to be pushed towards that special meeting, because that would help make it a worthwhile process for everybody. And then that way it doesn't like get kicked back again to another meeting, because that defeats the purpose of having it.
Even the special meeting?
Correct. Yeah, so if there's any more comments for things to look at, you know, in 2 weeks or whenever we have this, let's make the applicant aware tonight. That way, when that meeting comes, it's
So
thoughtful process.
so one of us would make a motion.
No one has to make a motion or anything. If we want to see more stuff, all we need is a table. And if I get stuff from the applicant,
Okay, and just wait for you to get your stuff done. And then you'll throw the special meeting together.
and then I will
Okay.
dot our i's, cross our t's, and make sure it's very efficient, whatever needs to get done.
Just so I understand, it's the form of it wouldn't be a conditional approval based on a special meeting, it would be a table
It'd be-
with a
yeah,
special
it'd be
meeting.
tabling,
But
correct,
the
yeah.
special meeting would be
For the approval.
for a specific, the
It'd be
specific
for
item.
everything.
Oh, I thought you said that we didn't want to talk about
The
it.
agenda would be just to only go over those highly specific items that need additional clarity. That way, we don't have another 2-hour meeting.
Right, but the assumption is that everything except for the specific items in a special meeting has been
I would say if
discussed.
they don't ask you for any more clarification for that special meeting, then that's kind of your key.
But we would only be at the special meeting, not these guys.
No, everybody. It would be, everybody here, applicant,
Oh,
architect,
okay.
myself, it would be in this room, it would
Okay.
be public, it'd be recorded, it'd be posted, so
So we're looking at about two-week delay for these guys.
it all depends. I have to get materials in time, post it per our schedule, check availability with the commission, so.
So then we need to table this.
If you guys want to see additional information to vote on it, I would recommend tabling it. If you feel like you have enough to vote on tonight, then you can make a motion that way.
Well, I think the only thing we talked about, I mean,
I,
are windows. I mean, that's the big item.
That's-
But yet you've got to come back to us with what you're going to use. Now, whether it's going to be full divided light or a simulated divided light with spacers.
with what Andrew just said, I think we can approve it tonight, because the only thing we're looking at is the freeze board, and yes, I can see both sides of the story, whether to have it or not have that part up there. But everything else is looking good to me.
So we could approve it with the exception, with that exception of the window detail?
There are 5 of you, and that sounded like a motion to me, so.
So, I
I'd
mean,
like to see them move forward as soon as possible.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to approve application CA-26-023 with the exception of windows, with the exception of, we want to see a drawing that has the freeze board removed. And I think we also talked about a drawing showing the garage addition with full board and batten. Right?
So that way they can move forward.
Just,
Yeah.
just,
Okay.
I will second that.
just to be clear on the motion, and this is for myself, I think the applicant, is it to come back with just a drawing to propose options? Or is the thought to come back with a drawing and you're only going to approve the freeze board gone, the board and batten fully there? Because from, again, my clarity's sake, is if we're approving everything except for siding, windows, and piece of trim,
detail.
why are we approving anything? Just full clarity. If we need to have a meeting to come back to review those items, let's table it to review the drawing. If the motion's to approve it as presented and change things, that's an actionable item. A motion to approve with tabling things, and it's 3/4 of the application, you're not approving anything. again, just for clarity of the minutes, clarity of the meeting, I don't think that motion achieves anything.
Mhm.
Because they just talked about changing colors, that wasn't in here. You're approving only this. This is what got approved in that motion, nothing else. So either
Yeah, I
approve
see
it
what you're
as,
saying.
approve it as submitted, approve it with actionable conditions, or table it. So it can come back with changes. That's staff's recommendation. As submitted with actionable changes, or table.
And that's still good.
Well, based on what you just said, I'd say we table
Then I need someone to amend, who made the motion, you?
it. Yes.
Can you amend your motion?
Point of clarity here for me. One of the items that was kind of a stop sign for us the last 30 days was being able to remove all of the existing vinyl siding on the property. So when you're referring to what gets held up with construction on the inside, or who we were discussing that with, that was one of the issues as we go to reframe the interior and do interior work pending permit applications and such. Would there be any reason for us to not be able to do that?
If they are okay with selective demo, they can have that discussion. But I still think, I think the motion that was started didn't work in anybody's favor. It didn't work in yours, you had to come back for everything anyway. It didn't work in the commissions because they weren't approving anything.
Yeah.
But arbors, a concept for an addition, and a front stoop, like that's like all it got to. So, you know, there wasn't enough to actually do anything from your perspective for drawing it in, because they didn't even approve the color. So, at least the color you said you wanted to change it to. So let's, if there's any thoughts on selective demo, you know, that doesn't have to be in the motion. It could be something that is verbally communicated, but obviously that takes the project from being dried in to less dried in, just from that aspect. So,
So I would make a motion to amend the original demotion, or motion, by saying that we will allow the removal of the existing vinyl siding, so you can start framing for windows. And then we'll table, can we table everything else? And
Have a special meeting.
have the special meeting.
the special meeting is not anything that needs to be in the
Okay.
motion.
So I need a second.
I'll second.
Roll call. David Craycraft.
Yes. Yes.
Whit Wardell.
Yes.
Roger White, yes. Patrick Lynch.
Yes.
Carol DeGrasso.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so just for the commission's knowledge, that motion was to table with approving removal of the existing siding and roughing up new window locations.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
And just for clarification for the commission, I didn't mean to be so rude with the stopping the motion, but it wasn't going to accomplish anything from like how to track what was actually approved. But the special meeting process is something that the applicant can submit through our code, and it shows that it is like time sensitive, which is something that was discussed tonight with ordering, with weather, you know, further damaging of the property. But that is all dependent on something actually getting submitted to start that clock. So that's why I don't want to set the standard for when that was going to be, because it could be tomorrow, it could be 3 weeks from now on a Thursday. So just, you know, that process, if it comes, we will bring it before you guys, but I didn't want to guarantee to you what that was going to look like, because nothing is in my hand yet to start that clock.
No, I appreciate you saying that.
Thank you for the clarification. Okay.
Next item on the agenda. CA 26025. This is for 34 West Columbus Street. This application is to replace the exterior doors on the front and rear of the house. This one should be a quick one. This residential property, directly across the street from where we just spent the last hour and a half talking about. The applicant is requesting approval to replace the current front door, which is a 3/4 light or 2/3 light wood man door and a steel rear half-light man door for new doors. The door on the left is the new front man door. It is a, I believe it's a metal door that will be painted in a wood grain texture. It is a full light with 8 grids. The rear door is a solid 6-panel raised steel door. And the applicant provided more photos than these two in your packet as well.
I'm the representative for this too. Much less involved.
How bad a condition is that for?
Yeah.
I'm back.
Are you guys replacing any, redoing any of the trim around the door?
No.
Just the door itself?
Yes.
So I think, I love the door and, you know, looking at the maintenance repair guidelines, and it's minor problems with doors can be solved without going to trouble of expense and replacement. You know, is there any hope to restore that door? It looks great.
I think anything is
One on the
possible.
left?
Yeah, that,
I have that exact same door on my house.
Oh, yeah, on the left?
Yeah, it's natural wood, but the exact same detail.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Yeah, I had to look twice. Yeah. It's neat, completely wood grain, but it's, it'd take quite a bit to get it there.
So the reason for replacing it is,
Preference, age, functionality.
I would just say that the proposed doors look very modern. So particularly the front door.
That's the back you won't see. This one you're talking about?
for the front door. Well, I agree with Carol. I think that's a cool looking door. I mean, the existing door.
What about it?
I think it's a cool looking door. I mean, I haven't gone inside to see if it's.
I actually found one like that in architectural salvage,
Mm.
and it was completely stripped. Not that I'm promoting it, but it was just interesting that it was there. And I was like, okay.
What did that say? What was the verbiage above that? Okay, no latch, weather seal.
No weather seal.
Oh, it's a deadbolt only.
You could add weather seal, can't you?
Well,
I just hate to see a door, now if it was just falling apart
Yeah.
and pieces laying on the floor.
And you would have to add a latch anyway for a new door.
Try it.
And this is on a protected porch too. It's not like it's exposed to the weather.
Although it would be nice to have I don't know if there's a need for the storm, but I did see the storm. And it doesn't help the look of the front door at all. It
Well, I think
takes-
the
it takes
important fact
away-
that, it, like you
takes
said,
away-
Roger, it is protected.
Yeah.
That's what's allowed mine door exactly like that to hold up for so long is, it too is underneath the porch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all wood grain, it's all natural wood, and it's gorgeous.
It's a cool door.
So it sounds like we've made our mind up.
The back door, I don't think anyone's gonna see the back door.
Do we have a picture of the back door? That is the current back door. So
Yeah.
it looks like they're almost replacing
Looks like there might have been a transom above that door
Yeah.
at one
that's what
time.
it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. And there's a lot of incredible trim work for whenever they do replace the siding that's underneath a lot of that. So hopefully, at some point, all that gets brought back out.
Okay, that's the original back door. Where's the new back door again? Okay, it just doesn't have any glass in it.
Correct.
It's back door, like I said, no one's gonna ever see it.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, yeah. So what are we saying for the front? Fix the one that's there, or?
Leave as is and repair.
There's evidently a place in Lancaster that'll strip doors like that. Mike Gus was telling me about it, I believe. And actually, that's where I'm gonna have one of my doors, it's painted like that, but pretty yellow. We're gonna have it shipped down and get it rebuilt, so I can reuse the same door.
Yeah, it's,
It'll be painted well, but it's salvaging the old door.
yeah, absolutely.
But
So-
they, I mean, I'm just going to heritageohio.org, and you might be probably familiar with it, with, under their consultant database, I mean, there are those vendors like the Windows Gurus and President Columbus that do, refinish old doors. So, just some resources, if it's possible, yeah.
So, this would have to be a condition motion?
I'll make a motion to approve application CA-26-025 with the following conditions: that the front door stay as is and repair what you need to, and the back door can be replaced as stated.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Roll call. Patrick Lynch,
Yes.
Roger White, yes. Whitmore Hill.
Yes.
David Craycraft.
Yes.
Carol DeGrasso.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, it is a cool door.
The next application for tonight's
Just-
agenda, CA 26026, address is 108 North High Street. The request is to demo the rear accessory building behind Crimson Cup. Photograph of the industrial warehouse there on North High Street. This site has three structures: the main building and then two rear accessory buildings to the back. The building circled in red, that is the furthest to the west, is being proposed to be raised in this application. That is the building on the right of these two photographs. The applicant has provided photos here showing that it has seen better days and is requesting to demolish it in place. No plans to replace the structure at this time, but the concrete pad that the building is sitting on is proposed to remain. And this building backs right up to the railroad tracks.
It's in rough shape.
I gotta ask, do you have a date to that thing? When it
What's-
was built?
Says
Any idea?
87.
I have no idea.
Didn't, I thought I said.
It would have been built
87.
after, it would have been built around 87 because when
Okay, after
when
the
the
warehouse
canning
was built.
factory burned down, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think this is a no-brainer here, but, yeah.
Is the.
Every time the
slide- you
wind
said-
blows, pieces and parts end up in the, we
So
have
it's a
to pick them
public
up.
safety demolition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're just gonna tear it completely down, remove everything, send it away, we'll be done.
How is the slab inside the building? I mean, is it salvageable?
It-
Because you said you
It
want.
could be, but there's also, if we demo this,
I mean, is there a reason?
I can't get grandfathered to build another structure in that area because I'm too close to the back. We had that conversation. And over to the right, there's an easement, so I have to stay, I think, was it 20 feet each way of like 40 feet total?
My
of the-
coffee ran out a long
Yeah,
time ago.
But there's electric wires that go
I mean, is
across.
there a reason not to demo this concrete tube?
No, it's absolutely useless to us.
Okay,
It
but I thought you
has-
said you weren't going to demo the concrete.
We weren't planning on demoing the concrete because we don't know what we want to do with the property.
Okay.
We'll figure that out in the future. We may never do anything with it.
But like you said, Pat, I think this is pretty cut and dry.
That's very cut and dry. I make a motion to approve CA 26026.
I'll second.
Roll call, Roger White, yes. Whitmore Dale?
Yes.
Pat Lynch?
Yes.
Carol DeGrosso?
Yes.
David Craig?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would be eliminating another eyesore, so.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing a whole lot to that place.
That place, yeah.
It's, you guys remember John Jordan? Okay, well, I guess I don't need to say anymore. Can I start this week?
Yeah,
the
all I
demo?
need you to do is fill a demo permit at my office and you can get started.
Say that again?
I have a demolition permit at our office. You just fill it out. And then it requires information from who's doing the demo, copy of their insurance, and then you can get started.
Didn't Savas already do that?
I don't know if they have or
Okay,
not.
I'll reach out to them tomorrow.
Liz at our office takes it, so she would
Okay.
know.
All right, I'll check with him, then call Liz. Cool,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Do we want a quick restroom break?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right.
Through this.
Next item on the agenda, CA 26027. This is for 15 West Columbus Street. The request is for new windows and doors for the Faith Educare portion of the Canal Winchester Methodist Church. Just for like an aerial view of what area we're talking about, it is the entire flat roof section of the building. That is for the Faith Educare component. There's a photograph here showing the building, again, from a street view perspective. We're talking about all the windows from this transition to the east. The applicant is requesting approval to replace the existing, the original aluminum window system on this entire part of the building. The windows are pretty consistent with just a couple minor variations I'll show on these photos. You have some windows that are stationary, some that open this direction, and some that actually vent open at the bottom, I believe. The applicant's looking to replace those with a commercial storefront window system that would be a clear anodized finish to match the finish of the existing. The main difference is all the windows would be a 1/1 pattern consistent throughout, while this is a 1/2/1, I guess if we had to put words to it, on this elevation. Not showing pictures of every window here because the applicant's photos are pretty consistent showing the styles, but this is another location here where this would go to a 2/2 location instead of a 2/1. And then the exterior man doors are being proposed to be a full light aluminum door that will match the same color as the windows. Some cut sheets, a lot of details have been provided in your packet, a lot of technical information, but this here just shows it's a standard commercial storefront system, and a storefront door and the clear anodized finish. I didn't count how many.
So we're not
windows,
talking about
10, but
aluminum.
these will all be aluminum.
Okay, with what type of finish?
The anodized, same as this picture.
Almost the same color as what you have there. or
Yes,
similar.
I just went with the same color initially. I wanted to try to make it as simple as possible. I mean,
Okay.
I know like the school down at the end, the old high school has a brown or black, a dark frame, but they do have a bronze color. I didn't even ask them about that until last week, but I just was trying to keep it as much as like as I
Oh,
could.
no, I like it. I mean, I like that you're staying close to the same colors as what it is now.
So any thought about making these stained glass to match your church?
No,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
no.
No. My real question is, are these all fixed windows or do any of them open?
Some of the, which one? The old ones or new ones? Which one you?
The new ones,
The new ones are all fixed.
they're all fixed glass? Okay.
We have the ability, I mean, whether we do it now or later, she said the price would be about the same, but we sections of the windows could be taken out and added an actual opening window in the future if we needed to, or wanted to.
I'm just curious, when those windows were installed, probably when that
Them are
original
original, so
from
1955,
19, yeah.
give or take, whatever the
Yeah,
actual
okay.
building.
Yeah.
Do any of the teachers open the windows?
Very rarely.
Okay.
I mean, right now, I mean, like, I had to go through and actually try to put some glazing on some of the, because it's wonder some of the windows haven't fallen out.
Yeah,
I mean, because that's how the glazing has fallen out. I actually went to the Buckeye Glass. I went to them because I was going to get a price for the glazing, because they did the glazing. They come back, it's not worth the money to have them reglazed. This is the quote they came back with for the
Yeah.
glazing.
And
Put
this
the
is,
new windows in.
and this is insulated glass. I think that's what the detail said.
Yes.
I mean, just structurally, they're going to be so
Yeah.
much more solid than what's there. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
'cause-
visibly see the,
Because that's what the
How beat up
teachers
they-
complain most about at this point is wintertime, they feel the cold,
Yeah.
and summertime, the heat is just, I mean,
yeah.
this would help regulate the temperature for them and make it energy efficient for the church, the building
And it'll
as a
really
whole,
clean it
so.
up probably too.
So you're replacing all the existing openings, windows, doors with new
Yes,
in the education part of it?
right.
Okay. All right. Do you guys have any further questions?
No, it's pretty cut and dry. I think it'll be a vast improvement to it, and it kind of creates a nice consistency, and
Yeah,
Plus, I like the fact that you're still staying with the same color,
yeah.
or as close
Or
as possible.
A
to it.
neutral, yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like I said, I mean, the trim of the building is brown, so I mean, I think, I mean, even if we went with the bronze
Oh, no,
aluminum instead
no, I
of.
like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, and that's fine, I was just, as an option, I thought the bronze, doing a different color would be more of a price, she said it'd be pretty
Yeah.
similar anyway, but bronze color was
No, I
the
like
only
what
other
you-
option they had, so,
Yeah,
but I'm fine, I mean, silver's fine, we need just to get it done and
yeah.
Okay.
make the building more energy efficient down there for the teachers and kids.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve application CA-26-027 as stated.
I'll second.
You second your second.
Oh, second, oh, sorry.
Who seconded it? Oh, Carol?
No,
Whit.
Roll call, Carol DeGrasso,
Yes.
Whit Wardell.
Yes.
Roger White, yes. David Craycraft.
Yes,
Pat Lynch.
Yes.
thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. And think about those stained glass windows. I mean, they really look good. Wouldn't cost much more.
The next item on tonight's agenda is CA 26028. The address is 59 North Trine Street. This request is for new vinyl siding on the exterior of the home. The applicant has a mix of two different types of siding on the house. The front portion of the house is vinyl siding. The rear addition, you can see in this aerial here, to the back of the house is aluminum siding. Photos were submitted in the application showing lots of wind, hail, other types of damage to both siding types. The applicant is working through the insurance process to get new siding put on the home. The first application of both submitted tonight is for vinyl siding. This is, to my understanding, the insurance company's optimal outcome from a like-for-like replacement on their end. However, by talking with the applicant, the like-for-like replacement from the Landmarks Commission end and the city's end is not the same type of language as the siding style, color, material would likely be different with the new, as well as both the rear's aluminum, the front's vinyl, so it's a total change that's still required in the Landmarks Commission's review. As part of that, I also shared with the applicant several past applications in similar situations for insurance companies requesting a like-for-like material that does not get approved by Landmarks Commission, and kind of what paths those have taken. This is the first kind of application here. I think Jill has some information on what vinyl siding the insurance company has spec that they would do, but the following application would be for a different siding profile altogether, if you guys are not finding this alternative to be acceptable. Did I say that right?
Yes. And the insurance company,
Acceptable or as preferable, versus
I would say
preferable.
from the Landmarks Commission, acceptable is the appropriate word.
Okay.
and the insurance company also believes that if we did a vinyl replacement, that I could only replace 2 sides of the house, thus leaving it to look stupid. So
I would
they're-
say that's unacceptable.
Correct, and they've made it crystal clear that the commission would have to indicate that all 4 sides need to be matching.
Okay.
Well, I, myself, the vinyl, not a fan, and this is why.
Yeah.
Correct, and we've also
Yeah.
we did have the test done, it's been done twice. Both companies indicated that I cannot match the vinyl.
Okay.
The vinyl siding is just something we shouldn't be doing in a preservation or an historic district. And I just think it cheapens our community and doesn't create the look that we want. I think this is getting redone even in our, when we're redoing all the zoning, isn't it? It's being addressed, but
Yeah, and our-
that's down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just my personal thoughts on vinyl. My neighbors have it on their house. It looks bad. It just looks bad. It feels bad. It looks bad. It does not hold up.
And our house is 110 years old, just so you know.
Yeah.
The original siding is still underneath.
So are we only talking about the
On
one
partial.
application, then we'll talk about the other one?
Correct,
We
yeah, this.
We should take action on the first one.
Take action on the first one to
Okay.
review the second one.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve CA 26028 as presented.
Second?
Second, yep.
Roll call. Roger White, no. Whit Wardell?
No.
Carol DeGrasso?
No.
David Craycraft?
No.
Pat Lynch?
No.
The next application, CA 26029, is for also 59 North Trine Street. This request is for a new LP Smart Side on the residential home. The applicant has provided an illustrative AI photo here showing kind of a before and after with a new LP Smart Side in a different color scheme. So for reference, before, after.
I'm eliminating the
nice.
sidewalk in front, if you'll notice half of the sidewalk I'm
Yes,
removing.
so it kind of
Approve
ignores
that.
some of AI's, creative liberties, but
Little.
when looking at the proposal here, the applicant is requesting to do a new LP Smart Side on the house. The siding request, she has provided samples for that material that comes in both a textured and a brushed smooth finish. Before the meeting, I asked the applicant to add some additional clarifying items to the application, just for your knowledge. Window trim will be new LP trim to match the siding.
To match the siding
Why is my
texture.
brain shutting off? This trim piece on the end, it was a creative liberty put on by AI.
Yeah.
It's unclear if that is going to be yes or no, but wanted to point out this was not intentional, and that the siding itself is proposed to be a 6-inch reveal. Am I missing anything?
The trim and the header fascia and all around the porch will be the white, but the edges of the building will be the gray to match.
Okay, so the corner trim will be, match the siding color,
Correct.
but the window trim will be white.
The window trim is white.
Okay.
It will be.
And they provided a cut sheet showing, Smart Side has two textures. One's a cedar and one's a, I think they call it brushed smooth.
And this will be a 6-inch siding.
Pardon?
This will be a 6-inch. The siding
Yes.
size is 6.
It'll be 6-inch siding. I mean, I prefer the smooth.
I think the smooth is more in tune with what
With the-
everybody's doing today. The wood grain is,
It's so pretty though, Roger.
Personally, I think,
That's not the hill I'm gonna die on, Roger. I just
So-
need my siding not to look like I'm currently looking.
it's been shot up with a rifle.
So we're doing this, the corners, you said that's going to be, you are doing the 6-inch corners, right? Corner trim?
Yes.
And that's going to be painted gray?
The corners will actually be the LP siding.
The siding.
Chat
What?
GPT colored them white, but it'll be the LP
Same
siding
colors
material.
as
It'll be the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
The-
So it
the-
won't be white?
no.
It won't be white. On the edges of the house, it will be gray to match the siding, and
It's
it
just
is
what
the
you
same
want.
thing as the LP siding. Chat GPT just recolored it to white for us. The porch
Okay.
railings.
so these will be the same color as these.
Same as that.
Correct.
How about
Yeah.
this?
That's white, but those are all wooden pillars.
Pillars, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and around the windowsill, those are all gonna stay white.
Yeah.
And then around the garage is white, and
It's just the frame around the
it's
house.
just the frame
Will be
around
gray.
it.
Will be
The two
matching
sides. Correct.
siding.
I know you like the white, don't you?
I like the white, I do.
See, I told Andrew, I've gone back and forth because it looks so sharp. If they do, it's still an LP. It's still going to be the LP material. If for some reason we were to change it to it'd still be the LP material. But as of right now, I think my husband's leaning towards the one color on the sides.
What about the soffit and fascia, is that all going to be replaced too?
The what?
The soffit and fascia,
Those are white.
but will
it's
the material change? Right
Oh.
now, it's,
So it's going all the way up to, that right there will go all the way up to the roof line, and it'll be gray.
As white, well,
That's not wood currently.
but are you,
Are you
Can zoom
replacing
in
that?
now, Andrew?
I would think they'd replace that if they're replacing everything else.
So they said my soffits, I have an aluminum soffit at the top, and they said it's in excellent condition.
okay, so you're keeping the soffits
We're
as
keeping the
is.
original soffits,
Okay.
yes. They said there's absolutely no rust or anything showing on the soffits, so
They ain't broke, don't fix it.
that's exactly right.
I agree with your husband, by the way, on gray.
Hush now, Andrew.
It's just because your siding's so dark. If you picked a siding color that was like
A lighter one.
green, you know, then white would be fine, but it's that stark contrast that, it makes it super boxy.
You have
That's-
to, it's really
yeah.
cute, though.
So you're saying white trim on corners?
Personally, I don't like the white trim because the house.
You don't
is-
like the white?
Because the color proposed is dark. If the color of the house was any other color on the spectrum, I'd probably be okay with either option, but it's black and white. If it was green and white, you know, or yellow and white, but.
But don't worry,
the
there's enough
spectrum
white on the
changed.
front of the
Fair
house with the
enough.
porch.
I'm not great with color, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. but-
But they are going to be 6 inches,
The
the corner trim.
corner, yes.
And the other thing, I think, is that the corner trim needs to protrude, stick out past the siding by,
I heard that.
by at least, yeah, like a 1/4 inch to, I don't think no more than a 1/2 inch, because, you know, they'll have to caulk that. In the Trine Street house.
Yeah, this is a Trine Street house.
It comes out about a 1/4 inch, because I looked at it this morning.
Yeah, I liked the siding on that house.
Oh, that's right down the street from me.
3 doors up.
Andrew told me no.
And the garage is getting done also?
The garage is getting done as well.
Okay, got it. Okay.
The garage is actually only 2 sides. The side closest to there is sided, and the other side is block.
Yeah, it's too close to the other garage, right?
All right.
Okay.
No other questions?
Any more questions? You guys have any questions? I'll make a motion to approve application CA-26-029 with the following conditions: that the corner trim is 6 inches wide, and it will protrude past the siding, the lap part of the siding, and it'll be the same color as the house. And I think that was it.
And then I'll be back to get the pergola built.
Oh,
in the
and
front.
the siding finish will be brushed
Okay.
smooth.
Brush smooth, correct.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, Patrick Lynch,
Yes.
David Craycraft,
Yes.
Carol DeGrosso.
Yes.
Whit Wardell.
Yes.
Roger White, yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys.
Yes.
Good luck, guys.
Here, how much you guys got? Hey, Jill?
Yeah. Oh, you don't want my siding?
Can I? Oh, really? You need that to be all four
Wait,
elevations,
here's some more. Here's another one.
all four elevations.
I need it to say all, oh, I need that to say all 4 elevations.
Yes, there is. So but your bet's still good, right?
So just, I would just
So
ask
Can you
for,
modify the last recommendation? I needed to make sure that your directive is that I must have all 4 sides to be the same.
oh, there's no
Yeah.
So if
question.
you can modify that amendment.
We'll amend the following, or the previous motion, by saying that all 4 sides of the house will get new siding. New LP smart siding.
Andrew, do I have to second that?
Second that amendment?
Can we just change the language, to say all four elevations match?
That'd be fine.
Then, Roger, you're seconding that?
Okay.
I don't want half my house done.
Isn't that
Can I
wonderful?
get a roll call, adding that third condition?
Oh, I,
New roll call?
Yes.
David Craycraft,
Yes.
Pat Lynch,
Yes.
Carol DeGrosso,
Yes.
Whit Wardell.
Yes.
Roger White, yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's one more in front of you.
Joe, you're next after this. I snuck you in at the end, so it's just the
As the
burden
president of the Historical Society, I'm asking that this next one be tabled. There you go.
Well, don't promise anything yet.
Todd told me to say that.
So Jill can table it, but I did let Joe Abbott know that we could at least talk about it. And if you guys had no
Sure.
questions and you wanted to vote on it, you could. Because no one has to actually be here for as simple as this is, so just,
It seems like a pretty simple request.
yeah, don't table it until it, unless.
Oh, then I reversed my thing.
Ah,
So, just really quickly here, so Joe can go home, go walk across the street and go.
Joe's our new neighbor. We're not making the best impression.
This application, CA 26030, is for the Elevate 1828 project there at 10 West Oak Street. Believe it or not, back in 2024, when we started talking about this project, it's finally
4
wrapping
years.
up. This is the detail that was proposed for the patio. The patio columns had this very specific light fixture spec'd. It even had some rough dimensions to it, and a cut sheet for what that looked like. Now, this cut sheet here is a little on the tall side, at 28 inches, not including the base. The applicant, the city went out to do a final occupancy inspection on the building, created a punch list for items that needed to be corrected from zoning and also landmarks compliance. This is one of the items, because this is the fixture that was installed on site. Didn't match my memory for the one that I looked at 2 years prior, so.
You must admit they're
went
much
back and
cuter.
pulled it. In talking with Joe Abbott, this was the light fixture that was spec'd from the building permit plan set, not the landmarks plan set. So there's just some miscommunication in that regard. They're requesting that the fixture that was installed be approved in lieu of what was approved 2 years prior. Part of the reasoning being just the size of the fixture they felt was more appropriate for the patio.
And also they wanted that fixture to blend in with the existing site elements a little more than the one that was originally spec'd.
Can you go back to the first picture real quick? The original one. If you notice, the original one also doesn't have the cage around it. One of the things we were concerned about is because this is at pretty good level, is just keeping it protected because we have a lot of occupancy out on that deck, or we expect there to be some good-sized parties out there. So the other one has caging.
So is there a difference in the height between what we
Oh, yeah.
approved initially?
Yeah, you go from about, I would say
much.
with the base, it's probably 32 inches tall. You go from 32 to maybe
like
11
30.
inches tall. You're roughly a third of the height, and then change.
I think from an aesthetic and a functional standpoint, this work does function better. From a safety standpoint too. As cool as the other lights look, I think they would match all of our downtown lights. Yeah, no, it's not a very safe light to have on a column on a patio
No.
like that. No.
Well, I mean, it'd make a good place to party. But if you do notice, we did put the extra lighting on the back as Andrew had asked us originally, which was great. They're super bright. Super bright. So,
I think it's more reminiscent of the rail
The rails.
anyway, so, yeah.
I like it.
I make a motion, we approve CA 26030.
I'll
Second.
Roll call, Roger White, yes. Carol DeGrasso.
Yes.
Whit Wardell.
Yes.
Patrick Lynch.
Yes.
David Craycraft.
Yes.
Carol, I heard you first over, Dave.
Okay. Yes,
I know you felt bummed you didn't get that one.
thank you, and good call, Andrew, on not removing. All right, Joe's up. Let's go, Joe.
Good job, Jill.
Joe's new to the neighborhood, so.
Yeah, don't pick me up too far.
Yeah. 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 Last application on tonight's agenda. This is CA 26031. This is for 80 East Waterloo Street. The applicant is requesting to replace some fencing on the east side of the house and along the north side of the house by the garage. I'm going to try to talk about this as abstract as possible because this fence is really abstract, and also I don't want to confuse anybody. So this is the existing fence. It does not comply in a multitude of ways. It is taller than 6 feet in height. It encroaches onto the front yard setbacks of Trine Street in more than one way. I don't have any permits for it, so it's just a whole hodgepodge of fun. So I met with Joe at his, did you go by Joe?
Yes.
Okay, I met Joe at his house to kind of go over what he has, what his site limitations are, and how to kind of bring this towards compliance. This is a very unique one, so bear with me here. Me and Joe worked on this plan, so I want to try to talk you through it, and Joe can let you know if he likes it or not. But as we are looking at this plan here, and feel free to look through your packet, because there's a lot more details than what this one sheet on my slide shows. This pink dashed line is the existing fence here. The existing fence zigzags through this portion of the property and then stops right around here by the tree. When looking at the site with Joe, part of the goals was to bring this towards compliance voluntarily, because I told him you could keep what you have and maintain it, even though it's not really supposed to be here. It doesn't complain, doesn't hurt anybody, sort of attitude. But if we're gonna work on changing the style, we're gonna bring it towards compliance in some aspects. Those aspects are bringing the height down to 6 feet. So that fence will be now compliant from our max height, which is super, probably the most important item. Secondly, when we're looking at the fence as it gets closer to Trine Street and doesn't hit our threshold for max height, strategically placing the points furthest away from the fence to not get any closer to Trine Street than it currently exists, while bringing roughly 50% of the fence kind of in this direction closer to the house than what it currently is, again, bringing some of that towards compliance. That current tall fence stops right around this location, so any new fencing that's added between it and the garage, Joe's added this graphic here showing that he's proposing to step it down to 3 feet in height, which is the max height for where it's supposed to be, so it can go underneath that existing magnolia tree to not impact the tree, and also achieve his goal of tying it into the garage. So that's this dashed in area. That would be, again, a privacy fence, just step down. And then when looking at enclosing this side of the backyard by the garage, the neighboring fence here, and then this pink section of fence, which is his front property, is a exaggerated dog-ear picket fence. I'm looking to replicate that style here, so this side of the house would be consistent. This side of the house gets closer to compliance in terms of height and location, while the style is getting simpler from this design to just a flat top dog-ear style. Part of the discussion on kind of maneuvering the fence is there's this wonderful 500-gallon koi pond that's in the ground right behind the fence. So when we looked at making the fence totally compliant, that koi pond would have to be actually removed to kind of put it at its threshold. So that's part of the challenge when looking at this here. So just, that's why it looks the way it looks. Don't ask me too many questions on that aspect, but if you have any questions on style of the fence or any of those things, Joe's your man.
And I understand that it's not perfect, but there's a lot of things we're trying to dodge around, and we're doing our best to just trying to keep on top of the existing fence line and pull it back as much as we possibly can. So if you actually look, we're pulling the closest part to the sidewalk back a good 5 feet to try to get it closer to compliance.
Have you considered a different style of fence?
I can, for sure. Is there a particular style that,
I just threw that out just to see if there's a possibility of something that's not as flat, something that had some design element to it.
yeah, the only thought I was thinking of is how we step it down. If you're okay with it being a little bit more rigid and less of a flow underneath the magnolia tree, then we could do something that's more of like a picture frame style fence.
You mean like a fence like Cantner's? Are you familiar with that one? I think that's
It's a board on board, so it's a runner down the center, and then you got boards on either side of the runners.
and it's
So
got
the
a,
shadow box.
it's got a bottom rail and a top rail.
Yeah.
It's just more detailed out
Yeah.
than this one. Is that what you're
Well,
referring
yes.
to?
Another thing you do is, you can use 1x6s like you have here, but sandwich them on both sides, so the fence looks the same from
On
one
both
side
sides.
to the other.
No, we could do
So it's
that.
not a one-side fence, which is much like the fence that you already have.
Yeah, no, it's all dovetailed, and when it was first constructed, it was definitely done well, but obviously it's aged, and I'm worried that a good wind will blow it over.
But you could put something very similar to that. like
Sure.
And again, it'll look nice on the outside as well as the inside. It'd be the same both sides, but obviously not as tall.
Mhm.
Put like a 2x6 cap, use 6x6 posts if you want.
Yeah,
And it looks more
That's
of a
what this
paneled
is.
fence as opposed to.
the dog-eared, okay.
The
No,
dog-eared one kind of creates almost like a solid wall with no
To-
breaks in it.
I could do that,
I've got a
yeah.
picture of Cantner's.
Yeah, like
Oh,
that.
good.
Okay,
You
yeah,
see
yeah,
that?
Yeah. Cantner's fence is this exact same style.
What?
Cantner's fence is the same style right here. That picture you showed is the one that's on
Okay.
the screen.
But the existing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just go back with something like that, and then where it goes over to underneath the
It's just not
magnolia, you
done.
gotta stair step down. You can either
Yeah,
angle it down,
to
or
one side.
you get
Yeah.
really creative and scallop it,
Yeah,
and create a
yeah.
scallop trim piece on both sides.
I'm happy to do that. My wife would just kill me if I can't lose that tree,
Oh,
so.
no.
So we would definitely tuck it underneath, however, we can step it down or scallop it or just go at an angle. I'm happy to do whatever, so.
And the picket, you're replacing the picket on the west side of the street?
No, there's no existing picket there.
There's no
We're just wanting to close it off and match the adjacent picket.
Oh, okay, okay, matching what's there, so you're keeping some of the fence, but you're adding a new, okay.
Yeah,
so
there's
you-
none by the garage, so the goal is to enclose it. If you can see that 80-pound golden mutt there, we're trying to keep her in, so. But yeah, no, I'm happy to change the style of the fence if you guys are okay with just getting rid of 14 zigzags and just do 2.
Simpler, better.
Yeah. I think that would.
So it would follow the orange line on the plan, correct?
Yeah.
So just, Dave, that picture that you were passing around, that looks kind of like this one.
Looks a lot like that.
Essentially,
Would the applicant, to achieve this type of look, be able to install like a traditional dog ear fence, but then, like you'd have your post here and your post here. In between the posts, run a cap and a base and not this top flat stock, and get somewhere in between. Does that make sense? Basically trim out a dog ear fence,
Right.
Trim out the bottom, not the top?
trim out the bottom and the top, and not the top cap, that's,
Oh, without a top cap?
yeah.
But why,
Go either
I don't
way with
understand,
it.
why would it be a dog ear?
Well, I'm just saying, like, you would never see the, but if it was like a panel system or something you were buying, like, you would never know if, once you put that trim piece on,
Yeah.
if it's facing on the outside, and then, you know, he can determine if he wants it to be double-sided, where he gets to look at it or not, I mean, that's always an option to,
And the other thing I would do differently here too is if you do the sandwich on top and the bottom, is I flip flop and I put, if you want to do a 6-inch, I put that at the bottom and put 4-inch at the top. I think the 6-inch across the top is just too damn.
Little heavy.
too thick.
Little
Okay.
heavy, yeah, yeah.
No, I can see
It's
that.
disproportionate, almost needs to be, it's almost like they put the fence in upside
Upside
down.
down, yeah,
So-
a little bit.
I was just thinking, if you do it that way, then you can just stair step around your tree. Because then
Okay.
you're just doing like, you go from a 6 to, I don't know, whatever height you want, and then, you know, like one more down to.
Right, yeah, no, it could just kind of step down, or again, I could go at an angle and trim the top.
Yep.
Yeah, stair step and angle, or like I said, scallop it if you want to get real crazy with it.
But as long as I have the top trim piece, right, that's,
Yeah,
okay.
it would need to be trimmed out at the top. And
Okay.
if you're using just a 4-inch trim piece at the top, it wouldn't be too terribly laborious to create that scallop
Mhm.
trim piece.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can do that.
I make a motion to approve CA 26031 with the fence being layout as proposed, 6 foot high, either in the dog ear style as submitted or as a sandwich fence to match what's there, but with 1x4, with 4-inch trim at the top and 4 6-inch at the bottom.
But we don't want what was proposed. We don't want that. Unless we add trim to it.
Let me amend that motion. To not do the dog ear style, can use dog ear pickets, but at least trim the tops and bottoms on both sides.
And address the picket at the rear,
Is that,
the picket on the other end.
and the pickets as proposed to match, picket fence by the garage to match what's in the front of the house.
Second.
Second. Roll call.
David Craycraft?
Yes.
Pat Lynch?
Yes.
Carol DeGrasso?
Yes.
Whit Wardell?
Yes.
Roger White, yes.
Thank you.
You good?
Appreciate it.
Good luck with your project.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Sorry about that mismatch there, Andrew.
That's okay. Thanks, Joe, for sticking out.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
The longest meeting ever for a fence.
I get it. Good night, guys. Good
night.
Thank you again.
For new and old business, just a touch base real quickly here. Again, the Cheney project is open. We are closing out that project now from kind of site compliance. So that'll take a long time to get done, but when I went out there 2.5 weeks ago, they already had 15 rentals, I guess.
Really?
I'm sorry, where is this?
The Elevate 1828, the grain
Yeah.
elevator, they already had 15 rentals, I guess, when I went
Oh,
out.
I got you.
They've been open since March,
All right.
I think. So that was good just to have that project wrap up, or in the process of wrapping up. In terms of our zoning code updates, just for your amusement, we're going to have one final steering committee meeting in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's going to Planning and Zoning Commission for their recommendation tentatively in September, for a city council recommendation in October, or November. I will share that final draft with you guys as it gets ready to go to Planning and Zoning Commission, just so you're aware of kind of what that looks like. I'll make sure to be nice and tell you what pages deal with the Old Town area specifically. That way, if you want to skim to that point, then you can. I think we're at 900 pages.
Oh, jeez.
But once you show us, it can't be changed.
Well, I'll show the Landmarks Commission the public draft. So it can be changed, just
Okay.
know it's like the public draft
Okay.
side of it. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we'll have this adopted and it'll be in effect January 1 of next year. So
27, good.
my timeline to get it there, like I said, I have it mapped out as be boom, 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 boom. So I have the dates for the consultant set, so hopefully they hit them. If you guys ever want to see some of those drafts ahead of time, like you really want to see them, look at them, let me know, I'll give them to you. They are proposing material restrictions and material recommendations for all of Old Town. It's also proposing some design aesthetics for new construction. So this is only specific for like major remodels and new construction, but like how many windows you have to have, how much facade articulation you have to have, basically some starting points for a developer to come up with a plan. That type of project won't happen super often, so I wouldn't stress over that. It's really more about like when you are reviewing someone who wants to redo their whole house, like what you can tell them what they have to do. There are some minor exceptions there. If you're doing very minor work, you can get away with doing certain things. So like if the kid breaks your window at the baseball, you can replace that window, sort of thing. But if you want a copy of it to give me some comments, I can give it to you. If you really want to give me comments though, it has to be like in the next 2 weeks, because we're on speed 11 now. So just bear that in mind. That's it.
The extents of the preservation district, will that include the addition now?
No.
Okay.
We're not extending it that way. The proposals to extend it, it stops at the Fairfield County line of Waterloo. We're looking to extend it all the way to Canal Cove, so it grabs those last dozen houses. And then we're looking to grab some vacant property that's close to Old Town. I think that's it. It's not like a super huge area.
Okay. And
There's
then
some
on Liberty Street, you know how Heitmeyer came to us last year about what he wants to do? Is this favorable for him?
So the draft right now would allow in all of So we're recategorizing where our commercial and residential areas are as part of it, but just for simplicity's sake. In all of the Old Town residential area, we're proposing you can build a duplex or convert your house into a duplex. You can do an ADU almost everywhere in Old Town residential. In Old Town commercial, allows for vertical mixed use or single family or all commercial. So it's kind of, that's the most similar to what it is today, but it's really expanding on all the residential areas can become more dense.
So we could do a carriage house, and the people could rent it out if they wanted to.
Yeah, you could, because the
Like an
ADU,
Airbnb.
the ADU is not titled to it being owner occupied. Just because it'd be like impossible to regulate having 2 units if both of you like own the property, sort of mindset. Yeah, the idea is to add like general density downtown to where you don't really even notice like, you know, you add a dozen more units because the built environment doesn't look any different. But I'm at the point now I can send you guys a draft of it. If you guys
Okay, cool.
really want to make comments on it.
Have the residential codes changed much?
Yes,
Have they?
everything, the whole city could
All
change
of
it, everything. So
It's
it's
good, it
taken,
kind of needed to.
that's why it's taken 2 years to put this together.
Andrew, are you getting any pushback on anything?
We don't have a public draft out yet, so
Okay.
I'm sure I will once I have the public draft out. No one likes change, Roger.
No, no. Is BIA going to be petitioning this again?
What's that?
Is the BIA going to be petitioning this again?
Oh, they're probably not gonna like it. It's very prescriptive.
That's
Who you said, the BIA?
Building industry says, the home builders.
Oh,
Yeah, they came, when we changed the residential codes originally, they came in to talk to us saying we need to
Get rid of them.
get rid of them, yeah.
Made development too hard.
Yeah, we made our codes too hard.
Yeah, they're not getting any easier.
They're not getting, no,
It's just
they
gonna-
shouldn't, they shouldn't.
No,
And
they're not.
actually, we compromised with a lot of the changes that we made back then, so.
Yeah, no, they're
If
not getting
any
easier.
tougher, that's good.
They're getting more prescriptive, they're being more specific, so.
Good.
is this going to affect the new housing at the end of Gender Road?
Yep.
No, because that's in a plan district. So plan districts are exempt because they create their own zoning. This would be for any new growth.
Yeah.
Can we get out of here now?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. It's 9:40.
I'll second.
Roll call, David Craig.
Yes.
Pat Lynch.
Yes.
Harold DeGrasso.
Yes.
Whitmore Bell.
Yes.
Roger White, yes.